Chapter 406. Na Xinlan. I know this person. She advanced to the first level of sea expansion not long ago. What does this have to do with her? Gui Ba asked doubtfully. Gui Kuang spoke up unhurriedly. A few months ago, when Elder Taoist Ba was still in seclusion, someone took a few boxes of undergarments to the Dragon and Phoenix Academy to look for Na Xinlan, saying that these undergarments were from the Gui clan. The owners of the undergarments were innocent female cultivators who were killed by the Gui clan. Because of this matter, we wanted to ask Grand Elder Ba to come out of seclusion. But later this matter was suppressed by the Dragon and Phoenix Academy, and there was no more news about Na Xinlan. Afterwards, our Gui clan also carefully investigated the matter, but did not know who was the one who sent the undergarments to Na Xinlan. Because Grand Elder Ba is in closed-door cultivation, this matter has been delayed. Humph, just a few women died, yet you want to deal with my Gui Yuan city. Gui Ba's complexion turned cold. For him, anyone with a lower cultivation than him was an ant, not to mention a female cultivator with no status. Even if a continent's female cultivator died, he wouldn't even bat an eyelid. Gui Kuang was well aware of Gui Ba's temperament and knew that there was no way to explain this matter. For Gui Ba, the fist was the reason. Whoever dared to speak ill of the Gui Yuan city, they deserved to die. He and Gui Ba were different. He knew that if the Dragon and Phoenix Academy really wanted to use this matter as an excuse, then even if they could not topple the Gui Yuan city, it would still cause the prestige of the Gui Yuan city to plummet. Because of a little trifle, it was not as if a 9-star academy had never been destroyed before. In the past, the Luk continent's first academy, the Kuan-Yun Academy, had also been destroyed because of a little trifle. Gui Kuang had no choice but to explain. I heard that one of Na Xinlan's disciples' undergarments were also among them. I'm afraid she suspects that her disciple has fallen into the hands of the Gui clan, that's why. Gui Ba nodded. In that case, you can go and ask that Na Xinlan who gave her those undergarments. If this woman doesn't know her place, then. Seeing Gui Ba reveal a cold and sharp look, Gui Kuang suddenly discovered that he had been underestimating this grand elder. My master is in seclusion. May I ask if Senior Gui has any important matters? Jia Lingwei faced Gui Kuang, who was smiling wholeheartedly. After returning the greeting, she asked in a very vigilant manner. The Gui clan and the Dragon and Phoenix Academy had always had a variety of grudges between them. Moreover, Gui Kuang was not a simple figure in the Gui clan. It stood to reason that his master's status in the Dragon and Phoenix Academy was not as high as Gui Kuang's status in the Gui clan, so how could such a person like Gui Kuang come to visit his master? It doesn't matter. I'll come back in a few days, Gui Kuang said indifferently. After Gui Kuang walked far away, Na Xinlan came out with an ugly expression on her face. Master, the person who just came is Gui Yuan City's Gui Kuang. I have seen him once before. Seeing her master come out, Jia Lingwei hurriedly reported. Na Xinlan nodded. I know that this person is a smiling tiger, a sinister and cunning person. He must have come here because of Ning Cheng's undergarments. The last time the dean asked me where I got them from, I did not say anything. I don't know why the Gui clan only came to inquire now. Logically speaking, they should have received the news very soon. What should we do? Jia Lingwei asked worriedly. Na Xinlan was silent for a long time, before she slowly spoke. Although Ning Cheng is good, but I think he should still be at the intermediate stages of the soul-sculpting realm. At that time, Ning Cheng should have used some means to kill Duan Qi. If the people from the Gui clan came to know that it was him, it would have been difficult for him to escape. The Gui clan would not even need to dispatch a crucible transformation cultivator, and would be able to easily kill Ning Cheng. After saying that, Na Xinlan sighed. She knew that she could not help Ning Cheng at all. The only thing she could do now was to delay the Gui clan from knowing that Ning Cheng had returned. Even if there was no matter about the undergarments, Ning Cheng had already killed Gui Yuhai, and had already formed a deep enmity with the Gui clan. Nearly a month quickly passed by, and Gui Kuang once again arrived at the Dragon and Phoenix Academy. This time, he did not directly look for Na Xinlan, but looked for the Dragon and Phoenix Academy's Si Chishui. Elder Brother Kuang, what a rare visitor. I was just thinking about when to visit Elder Brother Kuang. I did not expect that Elder Brother Kuang would personally come to visit. Please sit down, please sit down. Si Chishui smiled as he led Gui Kuang into the living room of his residence, while personally pouring a cup of spiritual tea for Gui Kuang. In his heart, he was very puzzled as to why Gui Kuang would come to look for him. Although he and Gui Kuang knew each other, they did not have a good friendship, let alone a visit. I heard that Elder Brother Chishui wanted to go into seclusion to advance to the late stages of the sea opening realm, so I specifically came here to congratulate you on your success. Gui Kuang laughed and spoke in a very enthusiastic manner. Si Chishui felt even more puzzled in his heart. He had been stuck at the 6th level of the sea opening realm for over 100 years, and was unable to break through to the late stages of the sea opening realm. It was impossible for Gui Kuang to be so kind as to come here to congratulate him. Did he deliberately come to mock him? However, Si Chishui had been in the Dragon and Phoenix Academy for many years. What kind of scene had he not seen? Even if Gui Kuang came to mock him, he would not take it to heart. At least his cultivation was a level higher than Gui Kuang's. Elder Brother Kuang must be joking. Everyone knows that I was stuck at the 6th level of the sea opening realm for 100 years, there is nothing to hide about it. Si Chishui spoke with a fake smile. Gui Kuang took a sip of the spiritual tea, but did not take it seriously and spoke, Elder Brother Chishui misunderstood my meaning. I think that if Elder Brother Chishui wanted to advance to the late stages of the sea opening realm, then it would definitely be possible. Si Chishui finally understood that Gui Kuang did not come to mock him. He immediately asked in doubt, what does Elder Brother Kuang mean? Elder Brother Chishui also knows that my Gui Yuan city has a good treasure, that is the 7-colored mirage stone. If I lend the 7-colored mirage stone to Elder Brother Chishui, then surely Elder Brother Chishui would be able to break through this small bottleneck, right? Gui Kuang gave a smile and spoke calmly. Although Gui Kuang was calm, but Si Chishui could not remain calm. He stood up in shock, and spoke with a trembling voice, Elder Brother Kuang, are you willing to lend me the 7-colored mirage stone? The 7-colored mirage stone could help in breaking through bottlenecks. Most of the cultivators in the soul essence realm and above were aware of it. For cultivators below the sea opening realm, when they encountered a bottleneck in their cultivation, they could use the 7-colored mirage stone or above to refine a mirage realm pill, using the method of passing off the fake as the genuine one to break through to the next realm. Of course, this would require them to waste a mirage stone, but there was another way, that is to not waste a mirage stone, and instead use the mirage stone to arrange a mirage realm array. Although this method was far inferior to the mirage realm pill, but it was still one of the methods to break through to the next realm. Especially for those cultivators who could not break through for a long time, it was even more useful. Gui Kuang once again gave a light smile, Brother Chishui's words are wrong, the 7-colored mirage stone is not mine, rather it is the Gui clan's, I have no right to lend it to you. Si Chishui had already understood what was going on. He hid his excited expression and spoke in a calm tone, what does Brother Gui need me to do? If it is within my ability, and also does not harm the Dragon and Phoenix Academy, then I, Si Chishui, will absolutely not decline it. He knew that the Gui clan definitely had something in mind, otherwise it would be impossible for them to lend a 7-colored mirage stone to a deputy dean of his Dragon and Phoenix Academy. Gui Kuang gave a laugh, my Gui Yuan city and the Dragon and Phoenix Academy are of the same breath, how could we possibly harm the Dragon and Phoenix Academy? A few months ago, someone brought a few boxes of undergarments to junior apprentice sister Na Xinlan, saying that I came from the Gui Yuan city. That person wanted to use these things to frame my Gui Yuan city. Although my Gui Yuan city is magnanimous, we will not be so magnanimous to the point of letting others frame us. We only need junior apprentice sister Na Xinlan to hand over the identity of the person who framed my Gue Yuan city. Brother Quang, although I am the deputy dean of the Dragon and Phoenix Academy, but I am also unable to order. Si Chishui's words had not yet finished when he was interrupted by Gue Quang. I didn't make it clear just now, causing Brother Chishui to misunderstand. I only want junior apprentice sister Xinlan to say who the other party is. Originally, I wanted to ask junior apprentice sister Xinlan, but how could that junior apprentice sister always be in seclusion? I have no choice but to ask Brother Chishui for help. Hearing that he only needed to call out Na Xinlan and answer a few questions from the opposite party, Si Chishui immediately laughed and spoke, Brother Quang's matters are naturally my matters. Is there even a need to mention it? Let's go, I'll bring Brother Quang to look for junior apprentice sister Xinlan. Is this the Look continent? Yang Honghua stood on the airship and asked with some excitement. He had been yearning for the Look continent for a long time. He had heard that the Look continent was filled with spirit stones, as well as magical weapons. Cultivating there was as easy as breathing. At this time, not only Yang Honghua, even Nan Yuefang who had stopped cultivating was also somewhat eager to go down and have a look. However, Ning Rulan did not care about it. Not long ago, she and her big brother had made a trip to the Look continent. Of course, she did not know that without Ning Cheng, an ordinary person would not be able to travel from the Ping continent to the Look continent. Of course we can go to the Look continent, but not now. Yuefang, you and Yang Honghua will be in charge of the airship. If anything happens, I will immediately send a message to you, and you can immediately fly towards the Yixing Ocean. A low-grade flight-type true artifact, only a few people would be able to catch up to it. In the periphery of the Yixing Ocean, there are no monstrous beasts that could catch up to a low-grade true artifact. Ning Cheng stood up and spoke. Big brother, what about you? Ning Rulan immediately asked. Ji Luofei also looked at Ning Cheng anxiously. Why did Ning Cheng not want to go with them? If it were not for Rulan asking, she would have already asked. Ning Cheng spoke up slowly, the Look continent is not our destination. I want to go to the Tian continent. I do not know when I would be able to return to this place again. Since I came here today, I will go to the Gue clan to settle accounts. They actually dared to make a move against Luofei, their dog eyes must have gone blind. Ji Luofei quickly pulled Ning Cheng and spoke, I also have nothing to do, let's not go. Others might not know much about the Gue clan, but she had heard Senior Gongsun say that it was a 9-star academy. How could Ning Cheng deal with it alone? Ning Cheng grabbed Luofei's hand and motioned her not to worry. In addition to Luofei, there are 2 other reasons. Since I killed Gue Feng, the Gue clan would definitely not let it go. If they want to investigate, they would definitely investigate Senior Na Xinlan. Sooner or later, the news of my return would leak out. Whether it is Senior Na Xinlan or the Ping continent, none of them would be able to bear the wrath of the Gue clan. Since I have already offended them, there is no need for me to back down. What's more, a despicable clan like the Gue clan, if I had the strength, I would have already exterminated them. Since Ning Cheng had already made up his mind, although everyone was reluctant, they had no other choice. They were very clear that if they followed Ning Cheng, they would only add to the chaos. Chapter 407. Are you coming back today? Ji Luofei still could not feel at ease. She was the person who understood the Gue Yuan city the most. Ning Cheng hesitated for a moment before speaking, I'm afraid not only today, it would take at least a few days. Although Ning Cheng was already at the first level of Sea Opening Realm, he was not arrogant enough to think that he could destroy the entire Gue clan by himself. This was a 9-star academy, as such before starting, he had to at least know himself and his enemy. If the difference in strength between him and the Gue Yuan city was too great, for example the Gue Yuan city had a bunch of crucible transformation cultivators, then he would not be so stupid as to throw away his life. Initially, when he wanted to deal with the Severing Emotions Dao sect, he had to make arrangements for a long time, and even lead the main force away, before sneaking in. Even so, he was almost killed. If not for Shi Qianghua, he would have already lost his life. This time, his cultivation was much stronger compared to the last time. Moreover, the Gui Yuan city was also not as powerful as the Severing Emotions Dao sect, as such it should be much easier to deal with. However, Ning Qing also knew that this time would be different from the last time. Last time, he had gone there secretly, but this time, he must go there openly. Sneaking over and ambushing the Gu family before leaving was not his style of revenge. Seeing her big brother contemplating for a few days, Ning Rulan hesitated for a moment before biting her lips and speaking, "Big brother, can we all go with you? Whether it is elder sister Yuefang, elder brother Yang, elder sister Lian, and sister-in-law, none of them will be afraid, even little Pingho will not be afraid." "I'm not afraid." Taishu Pingho quickly stood out and said affirmatively. Ning Qing understood the meaning of his younger sister's words. She was saying that everyone here was on the same side. Rather than going alone, it would be better to let everyone enter the miniature world, so that there would be less worries. Good, then so be it. Ning Qing finally made up his mind. He understood that if he died, then even if Rulan and Luofei managed to escape to the Yixing Ocean, the result would still be very tragic. As such, it would be better for everyone to stay together. He had the twin wings of the heavenly clouds, as such if they wanted to chase him down, then even a crucible transformation cultivator might not necessarily be able to accomplish it. As for the fact that the small world had been exposed, Rulan had a point. All of them had gone through life and death together, moreover it was just a miniature world, it was not the mysterious yellow bead. Moreover, he trusted these people very much. "Junior sister Xinlan, I apologize for calling you out of seclusion. This matter is of great importance, as such I do not have any other way, as long as you say who gave you those undergarments then it would be fine, as for the other matters, our Dragon and Phoenix Academy would not be responsible for it." Si Qishui on seeing Na Xinlan's gloomy face, could only try to persuade her with kind words. Although his status and cultivation was higher than Na Xinlan, but Na Xinlan was also a sea-opening realm cultivator. Na Xinlan's face was as calm as still water. She just sat there, not willing to say a single word. The few of them had been sitting for almost 2 hours, when Gui Kuang finally could not bear it anymore, as he stood up and spoke with a sharp tone, "My Gui clan's elder Gui Feng has fallen. If that junior apprentice sister thinks that this is a trivial matter, then my Gui Yuan city can only—" Gui Kuang hadn't even finished speaking when he grabbed a communications pearl. As his gaze swept over the communications pearl, his complexion immediately changed and he rushed out without even saying a word. Na Xinlan and Si Qishui looked at each other in dismay, not knowing what Gui Kuang meant. Just at this time, Jia Lingwei hurriedly ran in and spoke, "Master, someone exposed the crimes of the Gui clan in the Blue Cloud City, saying that the Gui clan cruelly harmed female cultivators. Gui Yuhai and Gui Feng used the blood essence and the power of hope of those female cultivators for their cultivation. Countless female cultivators ended up being killed by the Gui clan, including the Dragon and Phoenix Academy's senior apprentice sister Man. This cultivator said that he had killed Gui Yuhai and obtained the evidence of his crimes. Because the Gui clan had been hunting him down, it was only today that he recovered from his injuries and came out to expose the heinous crimes of the Gui clan. The evidence that this cultivator took out were 2 boxes of undergarments. These undergarments all contained the aura of the murdered female cultivators. This cultivator said that he did not want to disturb the dead, and wanted to use these undergarments as a cenotaph. Before that, he extracted a bit of the aura from each of the undergarments and placed them in the middle of the Blue Cloud City's grand public square, saying that the families and the academies that had killed their disciples could go and look for them. For this matter, he also deliberately built a temporary altar in the middle of the grand public square. Na Xinlan suddenly stood up. She had never thought that Ning Qing would be so bold, and even dare to do such a thing. Si Qishui also stood up in shock. He had heard a little about the matter of the underwear last time, but he didn't expect that there would be such a contingency plan for this matter. The Blue Cloud City is the territory of the Blue Cloud 8-Star Academy, and the Blue Cloud Public Square is the public square of the Blue Cloud 8-Star Academy. How could the Blue Cloud Academy allow others to do such a thing? Si Chishui spoke out in amazement. However, in the process of questioning, he already understood what was going on. If this kind of thing was stopped by the Blue Cloud Academy, then the Blue Cloud Academy would be the first to bear the brunt of the blame, and their reputation would be tarnished. Moreover, the Blue Cloud Academy now also had a crucible transformation cultivator, plus the relationship between the Blue Cloud Academy and the Gue Yuan City was somewhat stiff because of Yan Ji's matter. At this time, someone came to add insult to injury. Blue Cloud Academy would certainly be very happy. Once the Gue Yuan City fell, then the Blue Cloud Academy would rightfully become the new 9-Star Academy of the Lu continent. I heard that on the spot someone discovered the aura of the murdered family disciples, moreover one of them was from the Blue Cloud Academy. This matter had caused a huge commotion, and many people had rushed to Qingxia City. Especially in recent years, some of the academies that had lost their female disciples, most of them went to Qingxia City. Gue Yuan City's crucible transformation elder Taoist Gue Ba also went to Qingxia City. After Jiao Lingwei finished, she looked at Si Chishui on the side. Wasn't it said that the one who killed Gue Yuhai was Ning Cheng? Is it also Ning Cheng who went to Qingxia City? Si Chishui asked in doubt. If it was Ning Cheng, then his strength was too low. I don't know about this, the information I obtained is not very complete. Jiao Lingwei quickly replied. Na Xinlan spoke up without hesitation, I will report this matter to the dean. The Dragon and Phoenix Academy also had some evidence, but the Dragon and Phoenix Academy was not willing to stand up alone against the Gue Yuan City. Now that someone had come out to take the lead, moreover the Gue Yuan City's crucible transformation 7th level elder Taoist was not at home. If they did not grasp this opportunity, then the Dragon and Phoenix Academy would not have existed until today. I will also go. Si Chishui quickly followed up. Na Xinlan went to look for the dean. In addition to seeking revenge for her disciple, she also wanted to help Ning Cheng. Si Chishui was simply throwing stones at them while they were down. The only thing that Na Xinlan and Jiao Lingwei could not understand was that if Ning Cheng wanted to take action, why did he not choose the Gue Yuan City, but the Qingxia City? If he chose the Gue Yuan City, then the impact would be even greater. However, if he chose the Gue Yuan City, then Ning Cheng would be in even greater danger. Ning Cheng, of course, was not a fool. After he investigated that there was a crucible transformation cultivator in the Gue Yuan City, he immediately made arrangements for a few days, and then exposed the crimes of the Gue clan in the Qingxia City. When the Gue Yuan City's crucible transformation cultivator, Gue Ba, along with 2 sea opening realm cultivators, rushed towards the Qingxia City, Ning Cheng had already appeared in the Gue Yuan City. From the Qingxia City to the Gue Yuan City, it would still take a certain amount of time. Even if it was a crucible transformation cultivator, without a flight-type true artifact, it would still take at least half a day, which was also the reason why Ning Cheng chose the Qingxia City. Of course, because of Yan Ji, the Qingxia 8-Star Academy and the Gue Yuan City became enemies, which also helped Ning Cheng. The Gue Yuan City was a famous city in the Lu continent, and could be said to be incomparably prosperous. Even the Dragon and Phoenix City could not compare to it. Although the Gue clan was the de facto ruler of the Gue Yuan City, but there were so many people in the Gue Yuan City, it was impossible for all of them to belong to the Gue clan. This was a city. Even if you controlled the city, it did not mean that the people in the city were yours. At this time, Ning Cheng was standing in the middle of the Gue Yuan City's largest public square, the Gue Yuan Public Square. Not only did he stand here, but he also set up a temporary altar. Ning Cheng did not need to wait for Ning Cheng to shout out, as countless cultivators in the Gue Yuan City came here. Even Jiao Lingwei knew about the matters in the Qingxia City, so how could the people of the Gue Yuan City not know about it? While the countless cultivators were talking about the Gui clan's undying rogue faction, a huge altar suddenly appeared in the Gui Yuan city's public square. Even a fool would know that the incident in the Qingxia city was about to repeat itself. Sure enough, after Ning Qing finished building the altar, he stood on top of the altar and spoke in a clear voice, "Friends, you should know that I have just come from the Qingxia city. The Gui clan harms the children of the Gui clan, causing the wrath of the gods and humans. Although my strength is low, but for my Yixing mainland, for my Lu continent, I want to make some insignificant contributions. Otherwise, I do not know how many kind-hearted women would end up being harmed by the Gui clan. Thieves looking for death." Not waiting for Ning Qing to finish his words, dozens of wind whistled towards Ning Qing. This place was not the Qingxia city. If someone dared to tarnish the reputation of the Gui clan in this place, and expose the scandals of the Gui clan, they would not be allowed to do so. It was just a sneak attack from a few dozen low-leveled cultivators. Ning Qing did not even kill the opposite party. He just brought out a shield to protect his whole body, and spoke out in a loud voice, "Does the Gui clan not allow me to expose this brutal matter? Do you want to kill me to silence me? Even if you kill me, Ning Qing, there are still thousands of Ning Qing. For the sake of my Lu continent's brothers and sisters, in order to give justice to the cultivators of the world, I must expose the crimes of the Gui clan. If there must be a cultivator who bleeds for this kind of thing, then let it start with me." Although Ning Qing had promoted himself to a high and mighty position, and even spoke out words that would make even him blush, it still resonated with the people. Although most of the cultivators would not dare to offend the Gui clan, nor would they help the Gui clan, but as long as there was a bloody incident, the situation would immediately become one-sided. Everyone pushes the wall when it falls. This sentence was applicable everywhere, not only in the true cultivation world. The true cultivation world had countless cold-blooded cultivators, but there were also many hot-blooded people. Whether it was cold-blooded or hot-blooded, the mentality of pushing the wall was the same. After Ning Qing secretly killed a profound core cultivator who had tried to attack him, the conflict in the public square immediately escalated. In the end, as long as Ning Qing tried to stop Ning Qing from speaking, someone would come forward to attack him. Some people tried to fish in troubled waters, while some even deliberately killed innocent people. In any case, the public square of the Gui Yuan city had already turned chaotic. However, this chaos was quickly suppressed by two powerful auras. Two sea-opening realm cultivators rushed into the Gui Yuan public square, and without even speaking, directly attacked Ning Qing. Seeing the sea-opening realm cultivators from the Gui Yuan city come out, some of the cultivators who wanted to fish in troubled waters quickly fled. The cultivators who started the fight even planned to quietly leave, not wanting to be found out. Ning Qing was very clear in his heart. He knew that the opportunity had come. As long as he could kill these two sea-opening realm cultivators in the shortest possible time, the Gui Yuan city's Gui clan would definitely turn to ashes. Chapter 408. At this critical moment, Ning Qing did not hesitate for even half a moment. At the same time that Lei Cheng's shadow shot out, the 36 great axes transformed into 36 axe traces and shot out. Not only that, but the spear didn't even have the slightest pause. This was the first time that Ning Qing had used his full strength. Even if Lei Cheng's shadow was exposed, he did not care about it at all. For him, time was of the essence. He absolutely could not meet up with the Gui clan's crucible transformation cultivators in the Gui Yuan city. Of the two opening sea realm cultivators, one was at the 3rd level of opening sea realm, while the other was at the 5th level of opening sea realm. The two of them did not underestimate Ning Qing. Although Ning Qing's cultivation did not look like much, they were very clear about what kind of person Gui Feng was. If Ning Qing was the one who killed Gui Feng, then not only could they not underestimate him, they would also have to be cautious. Unfortunately, no matter how cautious they were, they couldn't compare to Gui Feng. Gui Feng still had the Dark Wish Pagoda to restrain Ning Qing. However, these two sea-opening realm cultivators did not have any weapons to restrain Ning Cheng. Moreover, Ning Cheng even went all out. At least when he fought against Gui Feng, Ning Cheng did not bring out the shadow of the everlasting Blue Thunder City. The person in front of him had just brought out his magical weapon when he was immediately suppressed by the oncoming Blue Thunder City. The next moment, the 36 axes and Ning Cheng's long spear exploded towards the second sea-opening realm cultivator. This fifth-level sea-opening realm cultivator's 8-gate segment had just transformed into an array gate when it was submerged by the 36 axes. Caw-caw. A series of crisp sounds emerged, as the 8-gate segment's array entrance was directly extinguished, while the 36 axe shadows were also dispersed by this 8-gate segment's array entrance. Ning Cheng's strength had far exceeded the estimation of this fifth-level sea-opening realm cultivator. Not waiting for his 8-gate segments to once again form the array gate shadow, Ning Cheng's long spear had already arrived. What shocked the Gui clan's fifth-level sea-opening realm cultivator was that he couldn't even catch a trace of the spear shadow. The powerful spear intent caused his mind to loosen up. This fifth-level sea-opening realm cultivator, of course, was not a fool. Once his mind relaxed, he would rush forward in such a hurry, which would only lead to his death. The best way would be to first stabilize the situation, and then slowly entangle with Ning Cheng. But when he first rushed up, he had completely buried that tiny bit of escape route. Boom! The shadow of the everlasting Blue Thunder City immediately suppressed the sea-opening third-level cultivator, forcing him back. At the same time, Ning Cheng's long spear had already pierced through the glabella of this sea-opening fifth-level cultivator. Pang! A bloody mist exploded. At the same time, the 36 small axes made a turn in the air, and once again wrapped around the third-level sea-opening realm cultivator, who had just been forced down by the everlasting Blue Thunder City. The axe shadows at this moment completely transformed into axe lines. This sea-opening third-level cultivator did not even have the time to put up a defense, as these axe lines bombarded his body. Lines of blood splattered out. No matter how unwilling this third-level sea-opening realm cultivator was, he had no choice but to die. The public square, which was initially suppressed by the two Gui clan sea-opening cultivators, turned even more deathly silent at this moment. Ning Cheng had instantly killed two Gui Yuan City sea-opening realm elders. Just what kind of strength was this? Crucible transformation cultivators. Other than crucible transformation cultivators, who else could be so powerful? Ning Cheng quickly put away the ring. He knew that a sea-opening realm cultivator's ring was incomparably rich. After killing Duan Zhang and Gui Feng, he had already made a fortune, so how could he let go of these two sea-opening realm cultivators' ring? Fellow Taoists, if you still have a righteous heart, then please follow me into the Gui clan. If you are aware that you know a friend, or a relative of yours was harmed by the Gui clan, then please do not speak much, and follow me into the Gui clan. Ning Cheng finished speaking and took the lead to rush into the largest Gui clan fort in the Gui Yuan City, followed by countless cultivators who followed Ning Cheng. As for these cultivators, how many of them were truly dissatisfied with the evil deeds of the Gui clan, only the heavens knew. Needless to say, the wealth of the Gui clan, which cultivator in the Gui Yuan City had not been exploited by the Gui clan. Even if the Gui clan was powerful, and even more powerful, in the face of an entire city's cultivators, they would not even have the slightest ability to resist. Several powerful sea-opening realm cultivators, without exception, ended up killed by Ning Cheng, while the rest of the Gui clan's disciples ended up killed by the rest of the cultivators who rushed in. Ning Cheng knew that there were definitely many innocent people among them, but he did not care about it. In this place, if he did not act when being hunted down, then he would just have to wait for the next time to be hunted down. At this moment, not only the Gui clan fort, but the entire Gui Yuan City's shops and merchant houses were also affected. Ning Cheng did not think that things would be so simple. He had thought that he would have to face a difficult group battle, but the people who helped him were simply too many. Oh, it should be said that there were simply too many people who wanted to loot the burning house. I finally understand. A soul essence cultivator, who had followed the crowd to blast open a circular building under the Gui clan fort, suddenly shouted out. Not only did this soul essence cultivator understand, but even some of the people who understood array formations also understood. Why did they feel that the Gui clan fort was full of vitality? Moreover, there was even a feeling that they would advance in the next moment. This circular building unexpectedly had an ancient essence extraction array formation on its facade. This kind of array formation was introduced in the basics of array formations. However, no one was able to arrange it now, because the array heart of this array formation required a monstrous soul that transcended the boundary. The Gui clan is truly vicious, to actually use an ancient essence extraction array formation to extract the vitality of all the cultivators in the Gui Yuan city, and use this vitality for the Gui clan fort's cultivation. No wonder I always felt that the Gui Yuan city was a bit strange, cultivating in this place always felt inexplicable. I was wondering why the Gui clan was so kind, to build a city to provide convenience for everyone. What do you mean by providing convenience for everyone? Can you see how many shops in the Gui Yuan city have nothing to do with the Gui clan? Let's blow up this disgusting place. Yes, boom, there were all kinds of discussions. Ning Qing knew that these people were slow to realize this. This kind of life extraction array formation, each time it extracted a very small amount of vitality, even the top cultivators would not be able to perceive it. If these cultivators said that cultivating in this place felt strange, then it would simply be nonsense. However, this kind of array formation was indeed very vicious. If the Gui clan wanted to take the life of a person, then as long as that person was in the Gui Yuan city, this array formation would be able to specifically deal with that person. Ning Qing originally came here to exterminate the Gui clan, so this kind of thing, of course, needed to be exaggerated. In fact, Ning Qing did not need to exaggerate, as countless magical weapons had already bombarded the ancient essence extraction array formation. Even if it was a powerful array formation, it would not be able to withstand the crazy bombardment of so many cultivators. In just an hour, the array formation was blown to smithereens. These cultivators had already forgotten that this life extraction array formation was a vicious thing. Everyone was scrambling to grab the fragments. They all knew that the fragments of this array formation were also very valuable. When they joined forces to suppress the Gui clan, these cultivators were the embodiment of justice. But once it came to them, then benefits were the most important. Moral integrity? What was that? A powerful spiritual consciousness fell on Ning Cheng's body, allowing Ning Cheng to know that the crucible transformation cultivator had returned. He did not inform the cultivators who were trying to rob the Gui clan, but quietly left the Gui Yuan city. He was sure that this crucible transformation cultivator would definitely chase after him, while the 2C opening realm cultivators following behind him would definitely end up fighting with the cultivators from the Gui Yuan city. Ning Cheng had already calculated this kind of thing. He could not let everyone get rich while he alone had to deal with the crucible transformation cultivators, right? With Ning Cheng's departure, the 2C opening realm cultivators from the Gui Yuan city returned, causing the second large-scale battle to erupt in the Gui Yuan city. Without Ning Cheng taking the lead, the rest of the cultivators were just a motley crew. Under the attacks of the 2C opening realm cultivators from the Gui Yuan city, they instantly turned into ghosts. After snatching countless good things, they did not even have the time to enjoy them. However, this situation did not last long, as a new leader came out. The Dragon and Phoenix Academy and the Blue Cloud 8-Star Academy jointly came to the Gui Yuan city to suppress the evil acts of the Gui clan. In addition to that, the Wunyan Academy, who was ostensibly an ally of the Gui Yuan city, also came forward to launch a crusade against the Gui Yuan city. Most of the sea opening realm cultivators from the Gui Yuan city were killed by Ning Cheng, while Gui Ba was lured away by Ning Cheng. As such, the remaining people were simply not enough. The benefits of the entire Gui Yuan city were redistributed, although Gui Ba and the other two crucible transformation cultivators from the Gui clan had not returned. The benefits of the Luk continent's Gui clan had already disappeared, while the Gui Yuan city that had dominated for countless years would soon disappear. Even if the Crucible Transformation 7th level returning minister returned, he would not be able to change this fate. Rat, today, even if you want to escape to the ends of the earth, I, Gui Ba, will still extract your soul and refine it. Gui Ba's entire body was trembling. He was a Crucible Transformation cultivator, yet a sea-opening first-level cultivator was fooling him. Moreover, the Gui clan was also facing destruction because of this rat. How could he not feel anger in his heart? Old thing, who said that I wanted to escape? I just brought you here, lest you go to the Gui Yuan city and stir up trouble. Ning Qing stopped and spoke out in a cold voice. He knew that he had to lead Gui Ba away. If a Crucible Transformation cultivator went to the Gui Yuan city, then the Gui clan would definitely be wiped out by the other academies in his plan. In the Luk continent, if it was not absolutely necessary, the Crucible Transformation cultivators of the two academies would not directly start a fight. Now that he had lured Gui Ba away, the Gui Yuan city's Gui clan would definitely perish. In the future, even if the Gui clan's Grand Elder came back, he would not be able to do anything about it. A Crucible Transformation 7th level cultivator, Ning Qing really did not care about it. While speaking, Ning Qing did not hesitate to throw out countless array flags. Cowardly rat, just a mere temporary array formation, and you want to trap me, Gui Ba, you are dreaming. Gui Ba gave a loud hissing sound, as several shadows rushed out. Ning Qing also sneered in his heart, a mere temporary array formation. In order to arrange this rank 7 trap and kill array, he had wasted a full 5 days. The reason for this was very simple, he had never fought against a Crucible Transformation cultivator one-on-one. Arranging this trap and kill array to lure Gui Ba out, was just a precaution. Gui Ba's magical weapons were just as domineering as his name, for incomparably huge hammer-like magical weapons. As these 4 sledgehammers shot out, they instantly squeezed the space around Ning Qing, causing Ning Qing to find it difficult to even breathe in this kind of space. Crucible Transformation cultivators really were different. Ning Qing was secretly surprised in his heart, but he did not immediately activate the array formation. This Gui Ba was a tyrannical person. This kind of person was the most suitable for him to practice with. Chapter 409. Ning Qing brought out the 36 cosmic true devil axes, which immediately turned into 4 axe traces. These 4 axe traces instantly collided with Gui Ba's 4 sledgehammers, giving off a shocking shockwave. Boom boom boom. The sounds of true essence bursting out caused the mountain rocks that were a few hundred feet away to shake and fall down. Ning Qing's 36 small axes were blown away, while Gui Ba's 4 sledgehammers slowed down a bit. However, they were not completely contained by Ning Qing's axes. After exchanging just 1 round, Ning Qing already had a clear understanding of the difference in strength between him and Gui Ba. Although his true essence was slightly weaker than Gui Ba, but his spiritual consciousness was stronger than Gui Ba. If they really fought, he was confident that he would be able to kill Gui Ba without relying on array formations. If he wanted to kill Gui Ba by force, Ning Qing estimated that he would have to waste some time. In case that Crucible Transformation 7th level cultivator from the Gui clan came, he would not be able to bear the consequences. After Gui Ba's 4 sledgehammers paused for a moment, they once again rumbled towards Ning Qing at an even faster speed. Ning Qing knew that he had overestimated Gui Ba. Since he had already arranged an entrapment array formation, he was not stupid enough to not use it. Another few array flags were thrown down, and the level 7 trap and kill array was instantly formed. Countless blade lights transformed into waves that blasted towards Gui Ba. As these blade lights blasted out, the space around Gui Ba also turned sluggish. Not good, this is a grade 7 trap and kill array. Although Ning Qing had used his small axe to block Gui Ba's first strike, but Gui Ba was only shocked for a moment. From the depths of his heart, he simply did not put Ning Qing in his eyes. The gap between him and a first-level sea opening realm cultivator was just too big. It was so big that he did not even want to calculate the gap between the two of them. Now that Ning Cheng had activated the rank 7 trap and kill array, he knew that he had fallen into a trap. Ning Cheng escaping to this place was something that he had done deliberately, including being caught by his spiritual consciousness, and then being chased by him, leading him into this trap and kill array. Every step he took fell into the other party's plan. Gueba's anger surged, and the 4 giant hammers transformed into 4 huge mountains before blasting towards the entrapment and killing array. He wanted to destroy Ning Cheng's entrapment and killing array. He was angry, but not afraid. Ning Cheng was not afraid of Gueba destroying his rank 7 entrapment killing array. Even if Gueba could destroy his rank 7 entrapment killing array, he would still be able to kill Gueba. After activating the trap and kill array, he was just about to bring out the everlasting Blue Thunder City's shadow. A feeling of apprehension welled up in his heart, as if an extreme danger was approaching him. Ning Cheng's heart sank. He absolutely did not think that his senses were wrong, but if he had to give up on Gueba at this time, he would definitely not be willing. Destroying the entire Gueyuan city, yet not even killing a single crucible transformation cultivator, what kind of revenge was this? Maximal flame divine power, Ning Cheng, who had experienced countless dangers before, did not hesitate at all. He once again brought out the maximal flame spiritual technique. When Gueba sensed Minister Gue Zheng's return, he was immediately overjoyed in his heart, and the 4 giant hammers were like empty tie pressing down on him. At this time, the space that was originally under the control of the rank 7 array formation suddenly collapsed. Gueba's first thought when he felt this spatial collapse was disbelief. Not to mention that Ning Cheng was just a trivial sea opening realm cultivator. Even if he had a cultivation that surpassed the crucible transformation realm, it would still be impossible for him to cause space to collapse. This was not a spell at all, but a legendary divine ability. The space divine ability required one to control the law of space. How could a mere cultivator from the cultivation world control the law of space? That was simply a joke. However, he felt a kind of spatial collapse. Even with his crucible transformation cultivation, he did not dare to fight against this kind of spatial collapse. Not waiting for him to come up with a countermeasure, he suddenly felt something missing from his surroundings. That's right, there was no fire. He felt as if he was in a hollow space. Although there was light all around him, Gueba saw a kind of darkness. There was obviously no change in front of him, yet he felt a kind of collapse rushing towards him. This was an illusion. Not waiting for Gueba to come up with this idea, a flame burst out in front of him, just like a firework scattering in all directions, instantly engulfing Gueba. Wrapped up in this spatial collapse, Gueba could not even resist. Even if Gueba had the ability to reach the heavens, he would not be able to escape from this kind of flame spiritual technique. What's more, he did not have the ability to reach the heavens. After Ning Cheng killed Gueba, he grabbed the ring and did not even put away the array flags. He swallowed a few pills, brought out the low-grade true artifact airship, and soon disappeared. After Ning Cheng called out the rest of the people, he immediately went into seclusion. Seeing Ning Cheng safe and sound, all the people felt happy. Nanhua Fang, in accordance with the route stipulated by Ning Cheng, controlled the flight-type true artifact and directly rushed into the Yi Xing Ocean. After Ning Cheng entered the cabin, he began to restore his true essence. He was afraid that the Gui clan's Gui Jing minister would catch up to him. If the minister of returning Zheng caught up, it would be another fierce battle. Senior Minister Gui Zheng had the cultivation of crucible transformation 7th level, which was not something that Gueba could compare to. Originally, he had intended to kill Gueba and then use the Lu continent's transmission array to enter the Tian continent. He believed that with the reputation he had established in the Lu continent, it would not be a problem for him to use the transmission array. After feeling the threat, Ning Cheng decisively gave up on the transmission array. He intended to wait for his true essence to recover, and then directly use the true Brahma Buddha fire wheel to go to the Tian continent from the chaotic star space. The power of hope from the Buddha fire wheel might not be enough, but even if it was not enough, Ning Qing believed that it would be somewhere close to the Tian continent. Ning Qing guessed that the one threatening him was definitely Minister Guizheng. Minister Guizheng was a crucible transformation 7th level cultivator. As long as he did not go to the Tian continent, then with such a big change happening in the Gui Yuan city, he would definitely come back. Ning Qing had guessed it right, the Gui Yuan city's minister Guizheng had indeed returned. What made the minister Guizheng angry to the extreme was that although the Gui Yuan city was still there, the Gui clan was no longer there. Moreover, he had come back too late. This lesson told the minister Guizheng that even if you were powerful, not everyone would dare to speak up after being bullied. Not only was the Gui clan gone, but the Gui clan's cultivators below the sea opening realm were almost completely annihilated. Even the crucible transformation cultivator, Gui Ba, had gone missing. As for the Dragon and Phoenix Academy and the Blue Cloud Academy who had killed several Gui clan sea opening realm cultivators, the minister Guizheng did not dare to provoke them. The other party had an open and above-board reason. Since you killed my disciples in the Gui Yuan city, then we must seek justice. If he did not seek revenge against the academy, then the Gui clan in the Gui Yuan city might be able to recover. However, if he wanted to seek revenge, then the Gui clan would have to leave the Lu continent forever. Although the minister Guizheng did not dare to seek revenge from the Dragon and Phoenix Academy, it did not mean that he did not dare to look for Ning Qing. Ning Qing was the main culprit behind the Gui clan's destruction. Moreover, he was sure that even if he looked for Ning Qing, no one would dare to come forward to help Ning Qing. Big brother, what is this place? My spiritual consciousness had just swept out, when it was strangled to death. Yang Honghua, who was sitting on top of the true Brahma Buddha fire wheel, spoke out in shock. He felt that Ning Qing's flight-type magical weapon was much faster, as such he wanted to look outside. But what caught him off guard was that his spiritual consciousness had just swept out, when it was strangled by the terrifying astral wind outside. Yang Honghua asked this question. It was obvious that the rest of the people also wanted to know the answer. At this moment, everyone was looking at Ning Qing. Ning Qing smiled and spoke, in the past, when I escaped from the Lu continent to the Tian continent, I had also passed through this place. This place is called the chaotic star space. Even ordinary crucible transformation cultivators would not be able to come up to the chaotic star space. This flight-type magical weapon of mine allows me to fly at the fastest speed in this place. This place also has a benefit, that is, it can temper your spiritual consciousness. You can try it repeatedly, as long as you do not extend your spiritual consciousness too far, it would definitely be beneficial to your spiritual consciousness. Hearing that it could temper one's spiritual consciousness, whether it was Yang Honghua or Nan Yuefang, both of them were extremely happy. Even Ji Luofei was eager to give it a try. Ning Rulan and Lien Yi's cultivations were a bit worse, as such they did not dare to try it. From here to the Tian continent, there is still a long way to go. I estimate that it would take at least a year or two. You can cultivate while tempering your spiritual consciousness at the same time. Lien Yi, in addition to cultivating, you can also guide Ping Hao to start cultivating. Ning Qing finished and took out a ring and handed it to Lien Yi. There are some cultivation resources inside, along with some cultivation jade strips. For the time being, you can use these cultivation methods to cultivate. Once we enter the Tian continent and join the academy, everyone would be exposed to even more things. The Rainbow Fall Sword Sect Scripture Depository had too many good things. As long as one joined the Rainbow Fall Sword Sect, as for each person's future, they would have to rely on themselves. What about you? Ji Luofei whispered to Ning Qing. If Ning Qing did not cultivate, then she would accompany Ning Qing. I also want to cultivate. I want to go to the Tian continent to get back what belongs to me. My cultivation is still not enough. Ning Qing was aware of Luofei's thoughts. After this group of people arrived at the Tian continent, their biggest backer would be him. If his strength could not keep up, then he would not be able to count on others. In addition to improving his level of alchemy, Ning Cheng also wanted to improve his cultivation as much as possible. When he arrived at the Tian continent, the first thing he wanted to do was to go to the profound light chamber of commerce. He had placed 3 drops of the geocentric 9-yin essence in the profound light chamber of commerce, as well as a small branch of the 9-colored mirage tree. In the past, he did not go and ask for what he should have obtained. That was because he knew that his strength was still too low. Not only would he not be able to obtain these things, but he would also lose his life if he went. Now that his strength was comparable to that of a crucible transformation cultivator, how could he give up on so many spirit stones? The profound light chamber of commerce was one of the major chambers of commerce in the Tian continent, as such its strength was not simple. Therefore, he had to make full use of all the time available to him, to improve his cultivation. Surviving in this place, Ning Cheng was very clear that only when he had the strength, would others talk reason with him. Chapter 4:10. Ning Cheng chose to cross the Yixing Ocean to enter the Tian continent because he was worried that the minister Gui Zheng would stop him at the transmission array. In fact, what he did not know was that the Luk continent's transmission array from the Luk continent to the Tian continent, in addition to the quota for the major academies of the Luk continent, there were also some rogue cultivators with excellent qualifications. As long as these rogue cultivators had high qualifications, even the crucible transformation cultivators of the Luk continent would not have the right to interfere with their transfer to the Tian continent. Because in addition to the people from the Luk continent, there were also cultivators from the Tian continent in this transmission array. Of course, even if Ning Cheng knew about this, he would not dare to use the transmission array. His spiritual root aptitude was simply too strange, even he himself did not dare to test it. None of the Tian continent's 10 major sects were simple, each of the sects had a majestic imposing manner. However, if one were to compare the grandeur of the public squares of the major sects, then the Heavenly Tao public square was undoubtedly one of the best. Although the Heavenly Tao Academy wasn't as strong as before, the prestige of the Heavenly Tao public square was still there. Ever since the great meet of the academies many years ago, the Heavenly Tao public square had not been as lively as it was today. After many years, the Heavenly Tao public square was once again overcrowded with people, even more so than the great meet of the academies. After all, in the past, the great meet of the academies was mainly fought over by the top academies, but this time, almost all the academies and major forces would come to the Heavenly Tao public square. Everyone knew the reason. The once-in-a-decade disciple selection was about to begin. What was different from the previous disciple selections was that this time it was the Yixing mainland's disciple selections, while the previous disciple selections were all within the scope of the Tian continent. Because after the transmission array was established between the Luk continent and the Tian continent, many talented disciples were transferred over from the Luk continent. Moreover, these talented disciples were something that any academy would want. As a result, after everyone argued and discussed with the cultivators of the Luk continent, they finally came up with such a rule. This time, the Luk continent's disciple selection would be held together with the Tian continent's disciple selection that was held once every 10 years, and the selection would be carried out through mutual competition. Before that, no sect was allowed to recruit any disciples. Although the major academies were not allowed to recruit disciples in advance, but the disciples that came from the Luk continent all had excellent qualifications, as such many of the academies were secretly observing them. Some of the disciples with excellent qualifications in the Luk continent had their own academies. If one wanted to obtain these disciples, then one would have to give some benefits to their original academies. The Luk continent's major academies were not only interested in spirit stones and cultivation resources, but the most important thing was the Heaven's Way. It was very difficult to enter the Heaven's Way, and only the Tian continent sects had a quota. This quota was controlled by the major sects of the Heaven continent and was managed by the Heaven Alliance. As for the cultivators from the Look continent who were qualified to enter the Heaven's Way, they would have to find a way to do so. For example, making a contribution to the Tian continent, sending the genius disciples of one's own sect to a better sect was also one of the contributions. Is this the Heavenly Tao Exchange Hall? It looks so grand. Senior Brother Chui, let's go in and have a look, said a delicate young girl as she looked at the grand hall in envy. It's not easy to enter. I heard that you need 50 million spirit stones or a treasure to enter. We don't have that many spirit stones and treasures. The male cultivator known as Senior Brother Chui shook his head and replied. The young girl cried out in shock, the entrance fee is 50 million spirit stones. Isn't this too outrageous? Without waiting for Senior Apprentice Brother Chui to speak, a cultivator next to him sneered and said, one look and you can tell that you are a country bumpkin from the other side of the river. He said 50 million because you have so many spirit stones, not because he wants you to give them to him. I did not ask you anything, why are you talking so much? The young girl replied in a very dissatisfied tone, Senior Apprentice Brother Chui, let's go. If you are not qualified to enter, then don't make a fool of yourself here. The cultivator on seeing the young girl and Senior Apprentice Brother Chui turn around, gave a complacent laugh, and spoke in an insolent tone. He saw that the young girl looked delicate and pretty, and deliberately wanted to find some words to say. The young girl's face turned red with anger, but she really could not come up with any valuable treasures. At this time, another crisp voice sounded out, looking down on people with dog eyes, do people from the Look continent not have the qualifications to enter the Cultivator Exchange Hall? Junior Apprentice Sister Zhang Sun Yen, Junior Apprentice Brother Chui Nye Ping, let's go in together. The female cultivator who came over took out a jade box and placed it in front of the cultivator guarding the entrance. Beside her was a handsome-looking male cultivator. The cultivator guarding the entrance did not care about it, as she had often seen such disputes. But when she opened the jade box, she spoke up in surprise, Blood River Red Lotus? That's right, it is the Blood River Red Lotus, I think we should be qualified to enter, right? The female cultivator who came over spoke up in a calm voice. Senior Apprentice Sister Yen Ji, Senior Apprentice Brother Bi Xingjin, so it was you. Zhang Sun Yen called out in surprise. What a coincidence, everyone, to have come here. Another person came over with a laugh, this time it was two men and a woman. Zhang Sun Yen no longer had the baby fat that she used to have, and her mannerisms were even more generous and decent. When she saw the few people coming over, she quickly gave a salute and called out, greetings Senior Apprentice Brother Cheng Yixiao, Senior Apprentice Brother Luo Banyan. As for the female cultivator behind her, she pretended not to see her. Nalan Rushue knew that Zhang Sun Yen did not have a small opinion about her, so she did not go up to look for trouble. Instead, she simply greeted Yen Ji, Chui Nye Ping in Bi Xingjin. Blood River Red Lotus? The cultivator who had ridiculed Zhang Sun Yen also called out in surprise, as his eyes also moved away from Yen Ji's body. Although Yen Ji was beautiful, but the Blood River Red Lotus was even more important. Hey, sure enough, everyone from the Look continent has a Blood River Red Lotus, is the Blood River Red Lotus already everywhere in the Look continent? The cultivator immediately sent out a message as he spoke. Yen Ji took back the Blood River Red Lotus, and was just about to pay the spirit stones with Zhang Sun Yen and the others. When she heard those words, she immediately asked, is there anyone else besides me who took out the Blood River Red Lotus? Yen Ji's heart even started pounding. Initially she was not the only cultivator who had obtained the Blood River Red Lotus from the Law's Way, but she was sure that there would not be anyone else like her, who had kept the Blood River Red Lotus until now. If one obtained the Blood River Red Lotus, then they would definitely find a way to use it, either to get rid of the pill poison in their body, or to find a way to improve their cultivation. If not for Ning Cheng, then she would have already used up the Blood River Red Lotus. Yes, it is a thief by the name of Ning Cheng, this person is someone who everyone has the right to punish. As this cultivator spoke, his eyes were staring at Yen Ji, he wanted to see if there was any relationship between Yen Ji and Ning Cheng. Yan Ji immediately flew into a rage. You are the thief who everyone has the right to punish, shameless to the extreme. Although she was cursing, but her heart was in a complete mess. Ning Cheng had really come to the Tian continent. Where was he now? Unfortunately, this person was an enemy of Ning Cheng, otherwise she would have definitely asked this person, as to where Ning Cheng was. Haha, the moment you took out the Blood River Red Lotus, I knew that your relationship with Ning Cheng was not shallow. Now it seems that it really was the case. This cultivator's eyes were just like a poisonous snake as he stared at Yan Ji, and spoke out in a very fierce tone, although he did not dare to start a fight in this place. Cheng Yixiao also saw that something was wrong, as he quickly spoke up, Junior Apprentice Sister Yan Ji, let's go into the exchange hall, let's not talk to these people. Go in. There is no need to be anxious, why don't you first say that you know Ning Cheng? A huge pressure came crashing down, causing the 7 cultivators from the Lu continent to retreat. They simply did not have even half a shred of resistance. Sea Opening Realm Cultivator. Yan Ji and the others were clear, in the face of a Sea Opening Realm Cultivator, they simply did not have any leeway to resist. Senior, you have the cultivation of Sea Opening Realm, why are you using your imposing manner to oppress us? Cheng Yixiao had just stood up and spoke a few words, when this cultivator immediately slapped him across the face. Cheng Yixiao was directly sent flying more than 10 meters away, falling to the ground and spitting out 2 of his teeth. He did not even have the ability to resist. Nailan Rushue and Cheng Yixiao were both from the Lu continent's Wu Nian Academy. Seeing Cheng Yixiao being slapped flying for no reason, Nailan Rushue immediately spoke out in a loud voice, is this the Heavenly Dao Academy's Heavenly Dao Public Square? How can people with high cultivations bully people with low cultivations? Ha! This Sea Opening Realm cultivator laughed out loud, can't you take a slap from me? When Ning Cheng killed my nephew in this place, why didn't I see you come out and say that people with high cultivations bully people with low cultivations? If you have nothing to do with Ning Cheng, then just fuck off. If you have anything to do with him, then you are an enemy of my Red Star Sword faction, as such you must come with me to answer some questions. The several cultivators from the Lu continent looked at each other in dismay. Ning Cheng not only came to the Tian continent first, but also dared to kill a disciple of the Red Star Sword faction. These several genius cultivators from the Lu continent had been here for quite some time, as such they had certainly heard of the top 10 academies of the Tian continent. Even if they were given a few more guts, they still would not dare to offend the Red Star Sword faction. Ning Cheng not only offended them, but also killed their disciple. If this account was placed on them, then what should they do? In this place, there was no one to help them. Nailan Rushue was even more shocked. She was very clear about Ning Cheng's qualifications. It was reasonable to say that cultivating to the profound congealing realm was already the limit. Even if he did not die in the Blood River Mountains, how could he come to the Tian continent? Moreover, how could he kill a disciple of the Red Star Sword faction? Cui Nieping remained silent. He and Ning Cheng had already fought. If not for Ning Cheng sparing him, he would have already been killed by Ning Cheng. Bei Xingjin and Luo Banyun, who often heard Ning Cheng's name, also opened their mouths wide. To be honest, when they heard about how powerful Ning Cheng was before, they just laughed it off. In their eyes, no matter how powerful Ning Cheng was, he could not be compared to them. But, how did this person come to the Tian continent? Moreover, he even killed a disciple of one of the top 10 academies of the Tian continent. Yan Ji's heart was in turmoil. Ning Cheng was still the same Ning Cheng who dared to kill even the disciples of the Red Star Sword faction. More and more cultivators started to gather around. These people could not wait for things to blow up, to teach these country bumpkins from the Lu continent who did not know the immensity of the heavens and earth a lesson. How come what I heard was different? A woman wearing a blue robe descended. So it was Junior Apprentice Sister Een from the Floating Snow Palace. The Sea Opening Realm cultivator from the Red Star Sword faction had a slightly stiff expression, as he reluctantly gave a greeting. Een Kongchan's cultivation was not as good as his, but he had heard a rumor that Een Kongchan's life essence had suddenly been restored. Moreover, her cultivation had also advanced by leaps and bounds in a short period of time, from the first level of soul sculpting realm to the 7th level of soul sculpting realm in just a few years. It was something that ordinary people simply could not believe. He was sure that it was only a matter of time before Yin Kongchan's cultivation surpassed him. Moreover, the floating snow palace was not something that the Red Star Sword faction could afford to provoke. Senior apprentice brother Ding Han, I was also present at that time. When Ning Cheng and Ding Liang fought on the battle ring, didn't Ning Cheng's cultivation not seem to be as high as Ding Liang's? Senior apprentice brother Ding Han said that Ning Cheng's cultivation was high enough to bully someone with lower cultivation. Where did that come from? Yin Kongchan spoke in a very flat tone. Chapter 4:11. Ding Han's complexion turned stiff. When Ning Cheng and Ding Liang fought, his cultivation was lower than Ding Liang's. Everyone knew about it. He just wanted to find an excuse to take away Yan Ji and Nalan Rushua. His purpose, in addition to forcing them to reveal Ning Cheng's whereabouts, was to make these two female cultivators his women. These two female cultivators not only had a refined appearance, they were also quite young, but their cultivations were also not simple. From this, he could affirm that their qualifications were very good. Now that these two female cultivators had not joined any academy, he could force them to join the Red Star Sword faction when they participated in the disciple selection. Once these two female cultivators joined other academies, even if he gave them a lot of courage, he would not dare to make a move against them. As for the academies of the Look continent, even if it was a 9-star academy, his Red Star Sword faction would not put them in their eyes. Junior apprentice sister Yin, Ning Cheng is extremely daring, committing all sorts of evil deeds, provoking an internal strife among the 10 major academies. Moreover, he even caused the fall of crucible transformation cultivators from the major academies. Even your esteemed academy has a crucible transformation senior. Ding Han's tone eased up a bit. He could not figure out why Yin Kongchan would come out to speak for Ning Cheng. Yin Kongchan still spoke in a calm voice. Whether or not this matter was done by Ning Cheng, everyone is just guessing. What's more, Ning Cheng is Ning Cheng, while others are others. You want to push Ning Cheng's matter onto the rest of the Look continent's cultivators. Do you want to break the established rules of the major academies? Ding Han's complexion turned somewhat ugly. His cultivation was higher than Yin Kongchan's, but because he feared the floating snow palace, he could only speak in a gentle tone. However, Yin Kongchan's words were very aggressive, which made him feel very uncomfortable in his heart. Junior apprentice sister Yin, a few years ago, many academies issued a warrant for Ning Cheng's arrest. Ding Han's words were once again interrupted by Yin Kongchan. Senior apprentice brother Ding, I do not agree with the term wanted. A few years ago, there were indeed some academies that wanted to find Ning Cheng, but it was far from the point of issuing a warrant for his arrest. Senior apprentice brother Ding, you can say that the Red Star Sword faction and the Severing Emotions Dao sect issued a warrant for Ning Cheng's arrest. However, I do not know about this matter from the other academies. At least my Floating Snow Palace and the Rainbow Fall Sword sect have never issued a warrant for his arrest. Seeing Ding Han's complexion turn slightly stiff, Yin Kongchan spoke in an even more impolite tone. Seeing Yin Kongchan's face, spoke in an even more impolite. Ning Cheng won the first place in the Heaven Alliance's Dao Cheng Mu personally. Moreover, because Ning Cheng's strength was too formidable, the rules of the Tian continent's great meet of the academies were changed because of Ning Cheng. Do you think that such a person would be wanted by the Tian continent's great sects? Senior apprentice brother Ding Han, if your Red Star Sword faction must find an excuse to deal with the rest of the Look continent's disciples, then I can only report it. Ding Han's expression became even more unsightly. With a cold snort, he turned around and left, vanishing in an instant. Yin Kongchan nodded to Yan Ji and the others, and did not wait for Yan Ji to come up and thank her, before she instantly disappeared. After the two of them left, many of the surrounding cultivators started discussing. Because Bei Xingjin and the other geniuses from the Look continent had gathered here, almost 70% of the cultivators from the Look continent had already arrived here. Ning Cheng was the champion of the Tian continent's great meet of the academies? Is this true? Cheng Yixiao and Nailan Rushue were different, he had always taken Ning Cheng as his goal. Now that he heard that Ning Cheng had taken first place in the great meet of the academies, he couldn't help but ask in shock. He was still working hard to join one of the major academies in the Tian continent, while Ning Cheng unexpectedly swept away all the genius disciples of the Tian continent a few years ago. Of course it's true. Senior apprentice brother Ning Cheng swept away all the profound core cultivators of the Tian continent, and no one dared to come up to challenge him. Finally, senior apprentice brother Ning Cheng sat on the battle ring in boredom for nearly 2 to 4 hours. The Tao Master of the Heaven Alliance, Senior Mu Ziming, had no choice but to personally come up to announce that senior apprentice brother Ning Cheng had taken first place, and even let Ning Cheng choose his own prize. At the same time, because Ning Cheng's strength was too formidable, Senior Mu announced a change in the rules of the Great Meet. A male cultivator spoke with extreme pride. This male cultivator was from the Rainbow Fall Sword sect, and Ning Cheng was the pride of the Rainbow Fall Sword sect. As such, he naturally spoke with incomparable pride. When the cultivators from the Lu continent heard that Ning Cheng was such a powerful existence, they couldn't help but feel surging in their hearts. As for this male cultivator calling Ning Cheng as senior apprentice brother, everyone took it for granted. Such a powerful cultivator, if they did not call him senior apprentice brother, then what else could they call him? This senior apprentice brother, do you know where senior apprentice brother Ning Cheng went? Yan Ji quickly stepped forward and asked. The male cultivator quickly shook his head and spoke, I don't know about this, but I do know a bit about the enmity between the Red Star Sword faction and senior apprentice brother Ning. Senior apprentice brother Ning abhors evil. Not only did he kill the Red Star Sword faction's Ding Liang, but he also cursed the Red Star Sword faction's Crucible Transformation elder Tang Gongxi. Humph, it can only be said that he has no respect for his elders, and is a wild cultivator without even a bit of upbringing. Although Ding Han left, Ji Yi of the Red Star Sword faction did not leave. This male cultivator from the Rainbow Fall Sword sect did not fear Ji Yi at all, and still spoke with disdain. I heard that some academies would even kill their own lovers. Senior apprentice brother Ning just saw injustice and pulled out his sword to help. When Ji Yi heard this, he immediately turned hostile. What's wrong? Did this senior apprentice brother speak the wrong words a moment ago? In the past, your Red Star Sword faction's Jiang Jun had the heart of a wolf and lungs of a sheep, plotted against my Great Change Island's senior apprentice sister Yushan, yet senior apprentice brother Ning came forward to accuse him. Isn't that the truth? Your Red Star Sword faction has not reached the point where you can cover the sky with one hand. Another cold voice joined in. That's right, how many people did Ning Cheng save in the battlefield between Great Liang and the northern Shang nation? The Red Star Sword faction should have also saved a few. I guess that only the Red Star Sword faction would be ungrateful. With such a person like Qin Jun, this academy, seeing more and more cultivators speaking up for Ning Cheng, while cursing the Red Star Sword faction, the Red Star Sword faction's Ji Ye's complexion turned uglier and uglier, before he quickly turned around and walked away with his tail between his legs. It's just a trash academy. Such a academy also wants to put out a wanted poster for senior apprentice brother Ning Cheng, bah. The cultivator from the Great Change Island cursed disdainfully behind his back. The cultivators from the Great Change Island felt very grateful towards Ning Cheng. At least Ning Cheng let them know who the murderer of Tan Yushan was. Of course, senior apprentice brother Ning Cheng dared to kill his way into the Severing Emotions Dao sect, and then came out alone. Just how awe-inspiring was that? A trivial Red Star Sword faction is not even comparable to my Rainbow Fall Sword sect, not to mention the Severing Emotions Dao sect, yet they still want to put out a wanted poster for senior apprentice brother Ning Cheng. Ning Cheng even killed his way into the Severing Emotions Dao sect. The cultivators from the Lu continent felt their hearts boiling with excitement. They did not expect that Ning Cheng had already come to the Tian continent many years ago. Regardless of how Ning Cheng came to the Tian continent, the things that Ning Cheng did were simply something that they could not even dare to think about. Some of the cultivators from the Luk continent had already been in the Tian continent for several years, so of course they were aware of how proud and arrogant the cultivators of the Tian continent were. Moreover, the Tian continent's heaven and earth laws were indeed more complete than the Luk continent's, as such the cultivators from the Tian continent were also a notch higher than the cultivators from the Luk continent. Moreover, the man of the hour that they heard here was actually someone from the Luk continent, cursing the crucible transformation cultivators, provoking a war between the 10 major academies. Killing a disciple of the Red Star Sword faction, obtaining the first place in the Great Meet of the Academies, forcing the Great Meet of the Academies to change the rules, and even killing his way into the Severing Emotions Dao sect, was this something that an ordinary person would do? I knew that Big Brother Ning, no matter where he was, would always be the most powerful. Although Zhang Sun Yen had matured a lot, but she still spoke without thinking. Yan Ji lowered her head, although she was happy for Ning Cheng, but in her heart she was not happy. The reason why she came to the Tian continent, was because she suspected that Ning Cheng had escaped to the Tian continent. She was worried that the more outstanding Ning Cheng was, the farther she would be from Ning Cheng. She liked Ning Cheng, but not because Ning Cheng was outstanding. If Ning Cheng was outstanding, then there would definitely be a lot of people who liked him, then how could she be eye-catching? She was one of the twin lotus flowers in the Luk continent. Not only was she beautiful, but her qualifications were also first class, but that was only in the Luk continent. That senior apprentice sister Yen who had spoken up for Ning Cheng, was in no way worse than her, moreover her cultivation was also higher than her. Naylan Rushue also lowered her head, she was the one who was the most shocked in her heart. Although because of the words of others, her view of Ning Cheng had somewhat changed. However, she did not think that Ning Cheng was a powerful person, a person's qualifications determined their future. Even the rumors that spread throughout the city that Ning Cheng had killed Gue Yuhai, she also believed that it was absolutely impossible. She felt a bit of regret in her heart, not because of anything else, but because she regretted using Ning Cheng in the past. She had initially thought that Ning Cheng had fallen, which was why she said that Ning Cheng had raped her. In fact, she had not been able to investigate this matter, because she had not found the female cultivator called Heng Jiaojiao. It looks like I won't be able to catch up with him. Cheng Yixiao spoke in a somewhat dispirited manner. Bei Xingjin and Yan Ji had come together, so when he heard Yan Ji speak up for Ning Cheng, and even offended the Red Star Sword faction for Ning Cheng, he felt somewhat unhappy in his heart. Now that he saw Yan Ji lowering her head, he couldn't help but frown. With his cultivation at the great circle of the soul essence realm, he was just a single step away from advancing to the soul sculpting realm. Even if that Ning Cheng was even more powerful, he would only be participating in a tournament for the profound core realm. Junior apprentice Sister Ji, why don't we go somewhere else? Bei Xingjin took the initiative to interrupt Yan Ji's thoughts. Yan Ji shook her head and spoke, "Don't, senior apprentice brother. I'm going to the Heavenly Dao Public Square's Cultivator Exchange Hall to take a look. Since Big Brother Ning has already gone in to take a look, I also want to take a look." "That's right, let's go in together to have a look." Cheng Yixiao immediately echoed, he had always admired Ning Cheng very much. If Ning Cheng went to a place, then he would definitely go and have a look. "What about senior apprentice brother Ning Cheng?" "Yes, where is senior apprentice brother Ning Cheng now?" There were also many cultivators from the Luk continent asking about Ning Cheng's whereabouts. However, even the crucible transformation cultivators did not know where Ning Cheng had gone, so who would know about it? At this time, Ning Cheng had just come out of seclusion. He had no choice but to come out. The power of hope in the Imperial Jade Seal had been exhausted, as such he could only control the true Brahma Buddha fire wheel to leave the heavenly star space and arrive in the sky above the I Ching Ocean. The power of hope had persisted for nearly a year, but Ning Cheng did not waste even a single minute, allowing his strength to advance from the peak of the first level of the Sea Opening Realm to the third level of the Sea Opening Realm. In fact, Ning Cheng had risked his life to reach this point, otherwise, he would have only been able to advance to the second level of the Sea Opening Realm. Without the crystal stones with rich spiritual qi, Ning Cheng's cultivation, even with the help of the mysterious yellow origin, would not be able to soar like this. As for his level of alchemy, he had not improved even by half a point. The spiritual grasses that he had purchased from the sifting orchid star were still sleeping in his ring. Have we arrived at the Tian continent? From the Buddha fire will to the low-grade flight-type true artifact, and seeing the boundless I Ching ocean, Ning Rulan was the first to call out happily. Although her cultivation had progressed very quickly, but for many years in seclusion, she still could not stand it. However, at this time, Ning Rulan already had the cultivation of true condensation 7th level. Boom! A loud explosion interrupted Ning Cheng's words, causing all the people to stare at a place not far away from the airship. A man and a woman were in the middle of a crazy battle. The waves of the I Ching Ocean were blasted out hundreds of feet high due to the fight between the two, setting off a huge whirlpool. Ning Cheng's heart sank when he saw this. He found that his own cultivation was far inferior to the two people fighting. They were definitely not crucible transformation cultivators. Chapter 412. The two cultivators fighting each other apparently also discovered Ning Cheng's flight-type true artifact, but the two of them acted as if they did not see it, as their fight turned even more intense. Heavens, is this a crucible transformation cultivator? Yang Honghua cried out in shock. With sufficient pills and spirit stones, his progress was not small, and at this moment he was already at essence building realm 5th level. Ning Cheng could sense that the cultivation of these two people was higher than him, but he did not use his spiritual consciousness to investigate them. He wanted to leave this place as soon as possible. Although his cultivation was far higher than his, it didn't mean that his strength was far superior to his. He had killed a lot of cultivators who were much stronger than him. Since the two of them had been fighting for so long, their true essence was definitely not at its peak. Even if he could not beat them, he could still escape. Therefore, Ning Cheng did not feel much fear, as he immediately controlled the flight-type true artifact to change its direction, while at the same time speaking to Ning Rulan, "We have not reached the Tian continent yet, it would be better to leave this place as soon as possible." Even without Ning Cheng's reminder, Ji Luofei and the others already knew that this was not a place to stay for long. No matter how powerful Ning Cheng was, he was still too young. The cultivations of the cultivators in the true cultivation world were all accumulated over the years. Even if Ning Cheng's age was even more outstanding, he could not be compared to those old things who had lived for countless years. Just as Ning Cheng's airship turned around, the man suddenly laughed and spoke, "Su Anjin, even if you secretly came to the I Ching Ocean to forcibly restore your cultivation, so what?" Su Anjin. Ning Cheng was greatly shocked in his heart. He knew that this woman had a deep hatred towards him. Previously in the North Light town, he had heard Li Lingfan vaguely mention that Su Anjin was seriously injured because of activating the forbidden technique. Not only was he seriously injured, he even announced that the Severing Emotions Dao sect had sealed itself off from the rest of the world, so how could he appear here now? And he's so strong. Ning Cheng's first thought on hearing Su Anjin's name was to desperately go forward to help that male cultivator, and then the two of them could join forces to kill Su Anjin. However, he immediately understood, and his heart was filled with hatred. These old things were all incomparably cunning, and not a single one of them was good. That man had called out Su Anjin's name with the purpose of using him as cannon fodder. For Su Anjin to sneak out to the I Ching Ocean, it was obvious that she did not want to be known by others. If he knew that Su Anjin was here, then he would definitely speak about it. In order to keep this secret, Su Anjin would definitely kill the few of them. Su Anjin had already killed a few of the people here. Even if it was just a slight movement of her fingers, it would still give that male cultivator a slight advantage. Just for this little advantage, that male cultivator shamelessly used Ning Cheng and the others as cannon fodder. Ning Cheng did not wait for Su Anjin to start and spoke out in a loud voice, "We have offended a few people in the Tian continent, and are going to the Lu continent. Please don't mind me and continue your conversation." Saying that, Ning Cheng's low-grade flight-type true artifact instantly rushed out. Su Anjin, who originally wanted to catch up with Ning Cheng to silence him, suddenly changed her mind, and started to attack that man even more crazily. Since they were going to the Look continent, she simply did not need to care about it. Even with a low-grade flight-type true artifact, it would still take several years to reach the Look continent from here. Moreover, they had to pray that they wouldn't encounter any powerful demonic beasts along the way. Otherwise, they would just be waiting for death. A sea-opening realm cultivator wanting to cross the I Ching Ocean to reach the Look continent, to be honest, it was not much different from courting death. Seeing that Su Anjin did not chase after him, Ning Cheng felt relieved. By the time Su Anjin reacted, he had already left. That male cultivator coldly snorted, "What a crafty kid. Uncle, didn't we just come from the Look continent? Why do we want to go to the Look continent?" Taishu Pingho quickly asked. Taishu Pingho's spiritual roots were quite good, and with the help of sufficient cultivation resources, he had already advanced to Qi gathering 5th level, moreover his body was also a lot more robust. "I was wrong, we should be going to the Tian continent." Ning Cheng smiled, but in his heart he was very distressed. He did not know how far away he was from the Tian continent, nor did he know which direction he should take. In case he really ended up going in the direction of the Look continent, then it would truly be very depressing. 50,000 spirit stones per person. The female cultivator at the entrance of the Heavenly Dao Public Square's Cultivator Exchange Hall casually spoke. "So expensive?" Zhang Sun Yen called out in shock. Then she looked at Yan Ji and spoke, "Big sister Yan Ji, why don't we not go in? 50,000 high-grade spirit stones, this is simply. They really are country bumpkins." Although Ji had already left, but there were still a lot of people in the Tian continent who looked down on the cultivators from the Look continent. In the Heavenly Dao Public Square, 50,000 spirit stones was really nothing. As for the people who came here, which one of them did not want to throw away a lot of money? "It's just a trifling 50,000 spirit stones, I'll take out 500,000, junior apprentice sister Ji, you can go in, oh. Bei Xingjin gave a cold snort, and did not hesitate to stand up and speak. Yan Ji calmly spoke, "No need, I still have a few tens of thousands of spirit stones." Saying that, she took out 100,000 spirit stones and handed it to the cultivator at the entrance, while simultaneously speaking to Zhang Sun Yen, "Junior apprentice sister Zhang Sun, I'll help you pay your share." She knew that although Zhang Sun Yen was also from an 8-star academy, but since she came from the Look continent, she would definitely not be as rich as her. "Big sister Yan Ji, I still have some spirit stones." Zhang Sun Yen quickly wanted to take out the spirit stones, but was stopped by Yan Ji. "After I got lost at the bottom of the Blood River, you spoke up for senior apprentice brother Ning. I have not been able to repay you for this kindness, so what are a few tens of thousands of spirit stones?" Zhang Sun Yen spoke up for Ning Cheng, and even became a stranger to Nalan Rushue, all because of Ning Cheng. Nalan Rushue looked at Yan Ji in surprise. She had always thought that Yan Ji looked at Ning Cheng in a different light, because Ning Cheng had saved her. However, from those words, Nalan Rushue could see that Yan Ji was not because Ning Cheng had saved her, but rather because she had feelings for Ning Cheng. Seeing Yan Ji and Zhang Sun Yen enter, Bei Xingjin's complexion turned very ugly, but he did not leave. After paying the spirit stones, he followed them into the Cultivator Exchange main hall. Nalan Rushue, who was even richer than Yan Ji, obviously would not miss such an opportunity, and immediately followed them inside. The female cultivator guarding the entrance knew that these cultivators from the Look continent all knew each other, but she did not know whether it was because of Yan Ji's Blood River Red Lotus, or because of Yin Kong Chan, or because of Ning Cheng, but she unexpectedly did not continue to ask the other cultivators to come up with a treasure. As long as one paid the entrance fee of 50,000 spirit stones, they could then enter the Cultivator Exchange main hall. Some of the cultivators who had taken a fancy to Nalan Rushue and Yan Ji's appearance, also could not wait to enter the main hall, they wanted to take advantage of the fact that Nailan Rushue and Yan Ji had not joined any of the major academies, to get to know them. Otherwise, in the future, they would not even have the opportunity to speak with them. The Rainbow Fall Sword Sect's first-level Soul Essence Realm Cultivator seemed to know that Yan Ji and the others not only knew Ning Cheng, but also had some relationship with Ning Cheng. After he deliberately followed them inside, he then pointed to the empty platform on the right side of the main hall and spoke, "You see it, this place is the battle ring where Senior Apprentice Brother Ning and the Red Star Sword factions Ding Liang fought. That Ding Liang's cultivation was higher than Senior Apprentice Brother Ning, but under the hands of Senior Apprentice Brother Ning, he could not even last a single round, before Senior Apprentice Brother Ning dug out his golden core, and then." With someone explaining the events that happened in the past with Ning Cheng, some of the Look Continent's cultivators who came in temporarily forgot to look at the other things in the main hall, as they gathered around this cultivator and listened attentively. Seeing Yan Ji and the other Look Continent's cultivators surrounding him and listening to him with great interest, the Rainbow Fall Sword Sect's Soul Essence Cultivator spoke with even more enthusiasm. Then Senior Apprentice Brother Ning did not take it seriously, and stepped on Ding Liang's golden core. Poor fellow who claimed to be ranked 37th in the Profound Core realm in the Great Meet of the Academies, ended up having his golden core crushed. His methods are somewhat ruthless, to actually dig out a cultivator's golden core and crush it. Bei Xingjin gave a soft sigh, as he shook his head slightly. This Rainbow Fall Sword Sect's Soul Essence Cultivator did not agree with it, and immediately turned furious in his heart. This fellow obviously came from the Look Continent like Senior Apprentice Brother Ning, yet unexpectedly said that Senior Apprentice Brother Ning was ruthless. Humph. This Soul Essence Cultivator gave a cold snort. Many people have witnessed the actions of Senior Apprentice Brother Ning. Moreover, many of the Academy's genius disciples were also saved by Senior Apprentice Brother Ning, so what makes you say that Senior Apprentice Brother Ning's methods are ruthless? Bei Xingjin cupped his fists and spoke, "This Senior Apprentice Brother, I'm just feeling a bit emotional. In my heart I also stand on Ning Cheng's side. It's just that it is not easy for us cultivators to cultivate, to condense a golden core. We need to accumulate it over countless years. Taking away someone else's golden core and crushing it for no reason at all, it just makes my heart feel a bit sentimental." Bah, sentimental? That Red Star Sword faction's Ding Liang tried to forcibly buy and sell things here, using a low price to forcibly buy things from a cultivator with low cultivation. As a result, no one dared to stand up, only Senior Apprentice Brother Ning stood up to stop it. Moreover, before that Ding Liang challenged him, he even said that he would dig out Senior Apprentice Brother Ning's golden core. Senior Apprentice Brother Ning has always been modest and polite from the beginning to the end. How can this be called ruthless? This Soul Essence Cultivator cursed out. Bei Xingjin's complexion turned extremely ugly to look at. His cultivation was much higher than this Soul Essence Cultivator. As such, in this place, he did not dare to make a move against this person. It's just a rumor, who knows if it's true or not, oh. Bei Xingjin finished speaking, and did not want to waste any more words with this Soul Essence Cultivator. However, this Soul Essence Cultivator who spoke up for Ning Cheng did not let him go, and spoke up with a sneer, with just a glance, "I can tell that you and Ding Liang are jackals of the same lair." The cultivator who was bullied at that time was this Zhang Qian. If not for Senior Apprentice Brother Ning, then there would not be a Zhang Qian today. Senior Apprentice Brother Ning has shown me grace, yet you want to secretly slander Senior Apprentice Brother Ning, humph. Bei Xingjin felt as if he had just swallowed a big fly. When he said that Ning Cheng was ruthless, it was only indirectly meant for Yan Ji to hear. He did not expect that it would be the exact opposite. Senior Apprentice Brother Zhang, did Senior Apprentice Brother Ning kill Ding Liang in this place in the past? Cheng Yixiao had set Ning Cheng as his target, so he certainly wanted to know what Ning Cheng did after he came to the Cultivator Exchange main hall. The things that Senior Apprentice Brother Ning did in the past, you simply cannot imagine. Fortunately, I also helped Senior Apprentice Brother Ning in the past, and was fortunate enough to participate in this matter. As Zhang Qian spoke, he arrived in front of a stall in the main hall, while the rest of the people subconsciously followed him. Zhang Qian pointed to the stall and spoke in a heroic manner, "Do you know what senior apprentice brother Ning did in this place in the past? I'm sure that no one can imagine it. No, it's not the Blood River Red Lotus. Senior apprentice brother Ning directly took out a barrel of spiritual enhancement true nectar and put it up for sale." "That's right, you certainly did not hear it wrong, it's a barrel of spiritual enhancement true nectar. Even if it is a crucible transformation senior, how many of them would be able to take out a barrel of spiritual enhancement true nectar for sale?" Yan Ji, on hearing Ning Cheng put up a barrel of spiritual enhancement true nectar, her face suddenly turned red. Chapter 413. No one was as clear as her about how much spiritual enhancement true nectar was in Ning City, as she had even taken a bath in it. Thinking that there were no secrets in front of Ning Cheng, Yan Ji suddenly did not dare to see Ning Cheng. "Big sister Yan Ji, what's the matter?" Zhang Sun Yan did not know the situation, and still asked from the side. This was already the third day since he had left the place where the two experts were fighting. Ning Cheng finally stopped his flight-type true artifact. In the vast Yixing Ocean, he could not even see where the sun rose from, so how could he find the right direction? Just when Ning Cheng did not know where to go, a faintly discernible shadow passed through the range of his spiritual consciousness. Ning Cheng was so pleasantly surprised that he did not even think about it, as he controlled the airship to chase after that shadow. He was sure that it was a flight-type magical weapon. Sure enough, after the time it takes for half an incense stick to burn, a best-quality spiritual artifact shuttle-type magical weapon appeared in the range of Ning Cheng's spiritual consciousness. When Ning Cheng's airship approached the flying shuttle, the speed of the flying shuttle immediately increased. Apparently, the flying shuttle thought that it was going to rob the airship. Ning Cheng did not care about it and just sped up the airship. Even if it was a best-quality flight-type spiritual artifact, it could not compare to Ning Cheng's low-grade true artifact. Another hour passed before the flying shuttle came to a sudden stop. They probably knew that they couldn't fly past Ning Cheng's airship, so they had no choice but to stop. Ning Cheng also stopped the airship. He had already seen the cultivator on the best-quality flight-type spiritual artifact. It was a middle-aged man with a short stature. His cultivation was at the second level of Sea Opening Realm, and his body exuded an intense aura of seawater, as well as a faint bloody aura. From this, it could be seen that this person had been in the Yixing Ocean for a long time, moreover he had also been killing people in the Yixing Ocean. The Sea Opening cultivator on the shuttle saw that Ning Cheng was only at the early stages of the Sea Opening realm. Moreover, apart from Ning Cheng, the highest cultivation among them was only at the profound core third level, causing him to immediately feel relieved. Once the fear in his heart disappeared, his gaze immediately fell onto Ning Cheng's low-grade flight-type true artifact. In the Tian continent, even among the crucible transformation cultivators, there were not many who possessed low-grade flight-type true artifacts. He was able to move unhindered around the periphery of the Yixing Ocean. In addition to his strength, the most important thing was that he possessed a best-quality flight-type spiritual artifact. "Friend, why are you chasing after me so closely? I don't know what you want from me." This Sea Opening Realm cultivator stared at Ning Cheng, while circulating his true essence, ready to strike at any moment. "I do not dare, because I got lost in the Yixing Ocean, and do not know the direction. I would like to ask about the direction of the Mirage-Gazing City or the Tian continent." Ning Cheng politely cupped his fists and spoke. When this cultivator heard Ning Cheng say that he was lost, he couldn't help but look at Ning Cheng with some doubts. It was reasonable to say that a cultivator who could come to this place would definitely have the Yixing Ocean's directional array disk, yet this cultivator actually said that he did not know the direction. However, he quickly took out an array disk and threw it to Ning Cheng and said, "I happen to have a lot of directional array disks here, I will give you one." Although he said those words, he was even more vigilant towards Ning Cheng. Ning Cheng took the array disk and swept it with his spiritual consciousness. Sure enough, it was marked with the direction and the location of the Mirage Ship Island. Moreover, it also marked the locations of several other islands. Ning Cheng was overjoyed, and quickly thanked him, as he controlled the airship and quickly disappeared in the direction of the mirage-gazing island. He knew that the other party was suspicious, so he didn't say anything. The cultivator who delivered the array disc to Ning Cheng became even more puzzled. Did he really get lost? With the directional array disc, Ning Cheng only spent a day before he was able to see the mirage-gazing island. Knowing that the teleportation would require a large amount of spirit stones, Ning Cheng once again let the rest of the people enter the miniature world. He didn't want to spend spirit stones that he shouldn't have. Ning Cheng did not have any mood to play around in the mirage-gazing island. After entering the mirage-gazing city, he directly went to the place where the transmission array was located. To the Tian continent. Ning Cheng threw out a storage bag in front of the old man guarding the transmission array. The old man grabbed the storage bag, and threw a jade card towards Ning Cheng. Go stand in line. He did not even bother to check the number of spirit stones in his storage bag. In the mirage-gazing island, if one wanted to falsify one's identity, then even if they were transferred to the Tian continent, it would only be a dead end for them. Ning Cheng's luck was quite good, as he was the 10th person to enter. Without a minute's delay, he was teleported away. Steward Peng was just about to take away the spirit stones in Ning Cheng's storage bag when he suddenly stood up in a daze. That's not right, it only cost 500,000 spirit stones to teleport from the mirage-gazing island to the Tian continent, so why did this cultivator give 1 million spirit stones? 1 million spirit stones for a single transfer, that was when the 9-colored mirage tree still existed. Steward Peng quickly felt that Ning Cheng was somewhat familiar with it. 9-colored mirage tree? He was so excited that he almost trembled. Ning Cheng, the one who dug out the 9-colored mirage tree, had returned, and was even detected by him. You take a look at the transmission array, I'll go to the city master's mansion. Steward Peng immediately pointed to a cultivator next to him and gave some instructions. He then turned around and hurried out of the transmission array hall. Being able to drop 500,000 spirit stones was not even worth mentioning for him. If the information he provided could help him catch Ning Cheng, the one who obtained the 9-colored mirage tree, then he would definitely strike it rich. He was sure that he would not be able to do it alone, so he had to go to the city master's mansion and contact a certain force. In his opinion, Ning Cheng must have sneaked back. The Grand Peace City was one of the most famous true cultivator cities in the Tian continent. Ever since a few years ago, when the Grand Peace City auctioned the geocentric 9-ene essence and promoted the 9-colored mirage trees branch, which caused several major academies to wage war, this true cultivator city became even more famous. In the past, the Profound Light Chamber of Commerce that auctioned these two things, because of this matter, had vaguely surpassed the Tian continent's Silver Lynx Chamber of Commerce, and could even compete with the number 1 Chamber of Commerce, the Wind and Cloud Pavilion. At this time, a blue-robed man arrived at the entrance of the Profound Light Chamber of Commerce. This blue-robed man walked to the entrance of the Profound Light Chamber of Commerce and looked at the entrance, before speaking out to himself, "Not bad, it really is because of me that it has become a lot more imposing in recent years. You are not allowed to go upstairs. If you want to put up an item for auction, then you can do it downstairs." A profound core cultivator stopped the blue-robed man in front of the merchant house and spoke. "Oh, then you can go and tell Song Yi that an old friend has come to find him for something." The blue-robed man spoke out in a clear voice. Although he wanted this profound core cultivator to tell others, but his voice could be heard throughout the entire merchant house. By the time that profound core cultivator reacted, he found that the blue-robed man had already disappeared. This blue-robed man was of course Ning Cheng. After he returned to the Tian continent, he did not go anywhere else. The first thing he did was to come to the Grand Peace City. He had come to collect his debt. With his current cultivation, of course, he was not afraid of people chasing after him. However, he did not know if there would be people chasing after him or not. As such, he first put the spirit stones that belonged to him in his pocket, which was the safest thing to do. Ning Cheng's voice was transmitted out through his true essence, and was immediately heard by Song Yi upstairs. Song Ye's heart unconsciously trembled. Why did he feel that this voice was somewhat familiar? Moreover, he also had a bad premonition in his heart. Then when he saw Ning Cheng with his spiritual consciousness, his complexion suddenly changed. Wasn't this the cultivator surnamed Kang who had come to the profound light chamber of commerce to put up an item for auction? Many people had already spread rumors that he was Ning Cheng, so why did he still dare to come here? What should he do? Shopkeeper Song, you don't seem to be as enthusiastic as the last time. Don't tell me that when I came to put up an item for auction, you were incomparably enthusiastic, but when I came to ask for the spirit stones for my own item, did you just turn a blind eye to it? Just as Song Ye's mind was rapidly churning, Ning Cheng's voice suddenly appeared in his ears. Initially, Ning Cheng was not able to see through Song Ye's specific cultivation, he only knew that this person had at least the cultivation of Sea Opening Realm. At this time, Ning Cheng could clearly see that Song Ye's cultivation was at second level of Sea Opening Realm, which was a level lower than his own. Oh, so it turned out to be Brother Kang. I was just wondering why Brother Kang did not come today. Now that I finally see Brother Kang, I can finally put down my heart. Come, Brother Kang, please take a seat. Someone come, bring the spiritual tea. Song Yi immediately reacted, as he invited Ning Cheng to sit down in an exaggerated manner. Ning Cheng sat down with a smile on his face, as he casually spoke, Shopkeeper Song should already know what I came here for, right? I don't know if the two things that I sold in the past are still here. AI. Song Yi slapped his thigh, as he spoke in an annoyed voice, speaking of this matter, my profound light chamber of commerce really wants to cry but has no tears. In the past, because my profound light chamber of commerce sold those two heaven-defying things, it ended up provoking several major academies to fight over them, my profound light chamber of commerce. Ning Cheng's eyes revealed a surprised expression. Could it be that the profound light chamber of commerce was destroyed in the fight between the major academies, and then re-established itself? That's not it, it's just that my profound light chamber of commerce, because of the auction of those two things, ended up offending several of the major academies, causing our business to turn cold. Song Yi spoke with a face full of annoyance, as if the things that Ning Cheng had given him in the past were dog shit, which the profound light chamber of commerce had to swallow. Oh, then I can rest assured. Ning Cheng still spoke in a casual manner, before he suddenly raised his tone. That's right, why is Shopkeeper Song saying this to me? Is it because I did something wrong, and need to compensate for the losses of the profound light chamber of commerce? Song Yi sighed and spoke, since this matter has already happened, of course I cannot ask Brother Kang to compensate for the losses. Fortunately, the geocentric 9-yin essence was auctioned off with some spirit stones, which should be more than enough to compensate my profound light chamber of commerce. Ning Cheng quickly spoke up, that's good, that's good. Now Shopkeeper Song, please give me the spirit stones that I obtained from the sale of the geocentric 9-yin essence. This time, the spirit stones should be quite a lot. I also intend to take out some of the spirit stones to establish a rogue cultivator fund, to help some of the rogue cultivators or the disciples of the academies who are outside all year round. Song Yi did not know what Ning Cheng was talking about when he spoke about the fund. Before he gave out a sigh and spoke, Brother Kang, I have already said that because of this matter, the spirit stones that were auctioned off were all given to the profound light chamber of commerce as compensation. Otherwise, my profound light chamber of commerce would have already gone bankrupt. Ning Cheng stood up in shock. Shopkeeper Song, you are not saying that you will not give me the spirit stones, right? The profound light chamber of commerce is also a major chamber of commerce. How can you do such a thing? This is just too shameless. Wouldn't the profound light chamber of commerce stink? Who else would dare to come to the profound light chamber of commerce? Song Ye's complexion changed even faster than the sun in June, as his face sank. my profound light chamber of commerce is not looking for you for compensation, it is already a huge favor. Do you still want to blackmail my chamber of commerce? Ning Cheng's spiritual consciousness swept out and felt several powerful auras converging towards him, causing him to sneer, before he once again spoke up. So the profound light chamber of commerce wants to be shameless to the end, and even want to blackmail my things. You must think that you can blackmail my things, but my profound light chamber of commerce is not something that you can say. Song Ye's complexion turned even colder, as the imposing aura coming from his body skyrocketed, while the surrounding array formations immediately closed up. Ning Cheng's anger suddenly disappeared, as he gave a smile, before he took out a crystal ball and spoke. Shopkeeper Song, your memory is not that good. I had already recorded you in the past with a crystal ball, but today you still let me record your entire face, alas. Song Yi, on seeing Ning Cheng take out a crystal ball, his complexion immediately turned grim. So what? Do you think you can walk away? Chapter 4:14. At the same time as Song Yi spoke, 3 figures flashed and appeared in the room, surrounding Ning Cheng in front of them. They had not even started yet, but the surrounding space was already filled with murderous aura. Together with Song Yi, there were already 4 sea-opening realm cultivators from the profound light chamber of commerce. The one with the highest cultivation was at the 6th level of sea-opening realm. Wait. A sudden voice sounded out, followed by a tall woman walking in. Her footsteps were light and graceful, with a trace of an aloof temperament. Little Miss. Song Yi and the others, who were about to start, on seeing this woman come in, immediately bowed in greeting. Ning Cheng was also sizing up this tall woman. Although Ning Cheng did not like her oval face, Ning Cheng could not deny that she was a very beautiful woman. A pair of sturdy long legs wrapped in clothes, but it only served to accentuate the sexiness of this woman. Ning Cheng's gaze fell on that pair of slender legs. At this moment, the scene of Shi Qionghua's legs clamping around his waist unexpectedly appeared in his mind. Immediately, Ning Cheng felt surprised in his heart. The matter between him and Shi Qionghua was a secret between the two of them. How could he think of it at this time? The next moment, Ning Cheng sobered up. He stared at this woman's mocking and disdainful eyes, realizing that he had fallen into this woman's trap. This woman, addressed as Little Miss, had the cultivation of Crucible Transformation 1st level. However, Ning Cheng did not care much about it. He did not think that this woman would actually use a top-notch charming technique. Moreover, she had even used it on him. It was invisible and formless, formed through the opponent's consciousness. If in the middle of a fight, as long as he was even slightly distracted, then his life would not be in his own hands. Seeing Ning Cheng sober up so quickly, this woman was slightly surprised. She put away the mockery and spoke in a light voice. You should not be surnamed Kang. If I have not guessed wrong, then you should be Ning Cheng. What a daring little fellow. Ning Cheng sneered. He simply did not pay any attention to this woman. In any case, his spirit stones were already in his hands today. What could a Crucible Transformation cultivator do to him? It was not like he had never killed a Crucible Transformation cultivator before. Seeing Ning Cheng not speak, this woman did not care about it, and spoke in a light voice. That year after you put it up for auction, you disappeared. Shopkeeper Song said that you caused some losses to my profound light chamber of commerce, but it is not nonsense. Since you're here today, let's do it this way. Hand over the 2 crystal balls, and we'll pay you some spirit stones. Oh, I don't know how many spirit stones are they? Ning Cheng calmly asked. I am Yuan Qin of the Profound Light Chamber of Commerce. I will be the one to take charge of today's matter. In the past, the geocentric 9-yin essence was auctioned for 900 million spirit stones. We are willing to give you 200 million spirit stones. Let's just call it a day. What do you think, Brother Ning? The woman spoke out lightly. Nothing. Ning Cheng remained expressionless. He raised his hand, and a long spear appeared in his hand. He was ready to start. Hey, what kind of magical weapon is this? Yuan Qin, on seeing Ning Cheng take out a long spear, asked in amazement. As a young master of the Chamber of Commerce who had seen countless magical weapons, she unexpectedly could not see through the grade of this long spear. The long spear in Ning Cheng's hands did not have a name, because it was simply a material that had not been refined. At this time, when he heard Yuan Qin's words, he immediately felt moved in his heart. Giving his spear a name would also be a good idea. This spear will be called the Nirvana Spear from now on. Some of the untrustworthy demons, devils, and ghosts under my spear, other than dying, there is no way for them to undergo nirvana rebirth. Yuan Qin obviously knew that Ning Cheng's words were directed at the profound light Chamber of Commerce, but still gave a faint smile and spoke. You already possess the cultivation of third level of Sea Opening Realm, presumably it is because of the good fortune that you managed to progress so quickly. However, you should know that the profound light Chamber of Commerce's Merchant House's array formation has already been activated. Moreover, I have 4 Sea Opening Realm cultivators with me, yet I accidentally ended up entering a crucible transformation realm. If I want to kill you, do you think you have a chance to escape? Ning Cheng slammed the Nirvana Spear in his hand into the ground. When this Grandpa King only had a soul essence cultivation, I had already broken through the Severing Emotions Tao sect. Could it be that your profound light Chamber of Commerce's array formation is even more powerful than the Severing Emotions Tao sect's mountain protecting grand array? Or could it be that the strength of your profound light Chamber of Commerce is even more powerful than the Severing Emotions Tao sect? This Grandpa King can enter and leave the Severing Emotions Tao sect 7 times at a time. Why would I be afraid of your puny profound light Chamber of Commerce, huh? Ning Cheng gave a hearty laugh. What entering and exiting 7 times, what breaking through the Severing Emotions Tao sect's mountain protecting grand array, it was all just him bragging. If not for Shi Qianghua coming to save him, he would have already turned into ashes. Yuan Qin's complexion immediately changed, even the faces of the other Sea Opening Realm cultivators also changed slightly. Ning Cheng simply admitted to what he had done, causing them to have some misgivings. To say that the profound light Chamber of Commerce's array formation could be compared to the Severing Emotions Tao sect's mountain protecting grand array, it was simply a self-deception. They could even say that the experts of the Severing Emotions Tao sect had come to the Grand Peace City to participate in the auction, which resulted in a sneak attack on the academy. However, even a fool would know that even if the experts of the Severing Emotions Tao sect came to participate in the auction, the experts who stayed behind in the academy would definitely be stronger than the 5 people here. As for whether what Ning Cheng said was true or false, they simply did not know. They only knew that such a thing had indeed happened in the Severing Emotions Tao sect in the past. Moreover, after this incident, the Severing Emotions Tao sect had sealed itself off from the outside world. Yuan Qin, who was originally about to start, showed a slight frown. Ning Cheng's words were just too frightening. Once a fight really broke out, the profound light Chamber of Commerce would only have 2 paths to take. The first was to really kill Ning Cheng, and the second was to perish. Even the Severing Emotions Tao sect could not kill Ning Cheng, so how could she and the others kill him? As for whether your words are true or false, I will not take it seriously. Even if it is true, the experts of the Severing Emotions Tao sect were not in the academy at that time. Yuan Qin quickly restored her original expression. After saying that, she looked at Ning Cheng and spoke in a slow tone. If I really wanted to start, I would not have spoken so much nonsense with you. You can put forward your request. Ning Cheng wanted to hear these words. He took out a paper contract and spoke. We will go according to the contract. I only want half of the price of the geocentric 9 essence. In other words, you will have to give me 450 million spirit stones. As for the branch of the 7-colored mirage tree, we had already agreed that we would only advertise it and not auction it. Now you just have to return it to me. The 7-colored mirage tree, because you did not come to my profound light Chamber of Commerce in time, has already been sent out by us. This is your responsibility. We will give you 450 million spirit stones, and we will drop the matter. Yuan Qin's tone turned cold as she spoke. Ning Qing gave a smile, since it was sent out for auction, then give it to me according to the commission. However, this cannot be the 50% commission, but rather the normal commission for the auction. Then there is nothing else to say. As Yuan Qin spoke, she had already started. Not only did Yuan Qin start, but the rest of the people also started at the same time. Yuan Qin stared at the Nirvana spear in Ning Cheng's hands. She was sure that this spear was not simple. Unfortunately, although Ning Cheng took out the Nirvana spear, he did not intend to be the first to bring out this spear. At the same time that the profound light chamber of commerce started, he first brought out the 36 cosmic true devil axes. When Yuan Qin discovered that Ning Cheng still had 36 axes, the Nirvana spear immediately shot towards Yuan Qin. Even if Yuan Qin was a crucible transformation first-level cultivator, in the face of Ning Cheng's long spear, she would have to go all out to deal with it. The 36 cosmic true devil axes turned into 6 axe shadows as they shot out, 4 of which went straight towards the 4C opening realm cultivators, while the other 2 headed towards the profound light chamber of commerce's array entrance. Boom boom boom. The magical weapons collided with each other, causing bursts of true essence to erupt, which directly turned the room into nothingness. Even the array formation that Yuan Qin regarded as a barrier a moment ago, also turned into nothingness at this moment. With the array formation gone, the profound light chamber of commerce's roof erupted with terrifying explosions, causing everyone to be able to see it clearly. The Grand Peace City was originally bustling and lively, but at this time, someone dared to fight on the roof of the profound light chamber of commerce's merchant house, which immediately attracted the attention of a large number of cultivators. Bang bang bang. Several explosions erupted. While Yuan Qin was blocking Ning Cheng's long spear, she was unexpectedly unable to help the other 4 people, causing her to suddenly feel shocked in her heart. Puff puff. 2 blood splashed out, as Song Yi and another first-level C opening realm cultivator's arms were directly sent flying by Ning Cheng's small axe. Stop. Regardless of whether they could kill Ning Cheng or not, since they were already outside, they could not continue to fight. Yuan Qin immediately called out to Ning Cheng to take action. The 4C opening realm cultivators of the profound light chamber of commerce stopped in time, but Ning Cheng was like a madman. His long spear once again shot out a spear shadow towards the 5 people. Boom boom boom. Terrifying explosions erupted once again. Although Ning Cheng's long spear was blocked by Yuan Qin, but Ning Cheng's profound light chamber of commerce's merchant house had already been cut in half by Ning Cheng. The hundreds of cultivators of the profound light chamber of commerce were just like a disturbed beehive, as they escaped. The onlookers outside the profound light chamber of commerce were secretly startled. Just who did the profound light chamber of commerce offend? Unexpectedly provoking such a big trouble. This person was truly ruthless, even under the siege of the profound light chamber of commerce's crucible transformation cultivator, Yuan Qin, and the 4C opening realm cultivators, he still dared to act in such a crazy manner. Yuan Qin's complexion turned pale, however, she did not know whether it was due to anger or fear. She saw the 36 axes surrounding Ning Cheng's body once again give out a buzzing sound, and quickly spoke up, "I agree to your request." When Ning Cheng heard those words, he did not continue to rush forward. The strength of the profound light chamber of commerce was not something that could be represented by these 5 cultivators in front of him. Unless it was a last resort, Ning Cheng was not willing to form a blood feud with the profound light chamber of commerce. Moreover, the only purpose of him coming here was to take back the spirit stones. Although Ning Cheng did not rush forward, but the Nirvana spear in his hand still heavily stabbed into the roof of the building. Bang! Another half of the building turned into flying ash under his attack. Agree to my request? You are wrong, my request is not the same as what you just mentioned. Because you forced me to act, so I need to add a certain amount of compensation. Ning Cheng spoke out in a calm voice. Hearing Ning Cheng's words becoming more and more excessive, Yuan Qin's complexion turned even more ugly to look at. She was starting to believe the words spoken by Ning Cheng from before. Perhaps the ruckus in the Severing Emotions Dao sect was true. She really could not figure out how a sea-opening realm cultivator could have such powerful means. Let's go inside and talk about it. What are your specific requests? Seeing more and more cultivators gathering outside, Yuan Qin forcibly suppressed her anger. Chapter 4:15. You really are courageous, are you not afraid of me using delaying tactics? After a while, would all the crucible transformation cultivators from the profound light chamber of commerce arrive? Once again entering a room on the ground floor of the profound light chamber of commerce, Yuan Qin's tone once again turned cold. Ning Cheng glanced at the two sea-opening realm cultivators whose arms he had cut off, and spoke in a light voice, I showed mercy a moment ago, and only cut off 2 arms. Not killing the 2 of them is already giving you face. If your profound light chamber of commerce dares to send another crucible transformation cultivator, and start against me, I will tell you right here, the profound light chamber of commerce will disappear from this day forth. Any building belonging to the profound light chamber of commerce in the Tian continent, as long as I come to know about it, I will turn it into dust. Are you threatening me? Yuan Qin suddenly stood up, her chest heaved up and down, unable to calm down at all. A trivial sea-opening realm cultivator dared to threaten her, a crucible transformation cultivator. No, it should be said that a trivial sea-opening realm cultivator dared to threaten her profound light chamber of commerce. Threatening you? You think too highly of yourself. I am threatening your profound light chamber of commerce. If you do not believe me, then let's try it again. I guarantee that you will not be able to walk out of the Grand Peace City alive. Ning Cheng gave a snort and spoke. Was it really that easy to take advantage of him? Yuan Qin's anger suddenly disappeared, and she unexpectedly showed a smile. I admit that you are very powerful, but I do not know where your confidence comes from. Do you think that my profound light chamber of commerce cannot deal with a trivial sea-opening realm cultivator like you? If I were you, I would definitely escape as far as I can. Ning Cheng knew that Yuan Qin was relying on the profound light chamber of commerce, as such he simply spoke out, since you recognize who I am, then you should also understand that even if the profound light chamber of commerce is powerful, it is not necessarily stronger than my Rainbow Fall Sword sect. Your profound light chamber of commerce has many crucible transformation cultivators, but my Rainbow Fall Sword sect also has many crucible transformation cultivators. Ha! Yuan Qin suddenly laughed. Rainbow Fall Sword sect. You should not have returned to the Rainbow Fall Sword sect recently, right? Then let me tell you a piece of news that will surprise you. 7 days ago, the Rainbow Fall Sword sect suffered a sneak attack by an unknown powerhouse, causing the entire mountain protecting Grand Array to be blown to smithereens. Apart from Rui Baishan and 2 others who managed to escape with serious injuries, the rest of the crucible transformation cultivators from the sea were also killed. If I did not guess wrong, at this time, there are still countless rogue cultivators trying to fish in troubled waters within the Rainbow Fall Sword sect. As for the original disciples of the Rainbow Fall Sword sect. Speaking till here, Yuan Qin looked at Ning Cheng with ridicule in her eyes. Seeing Ning Cheng's complexion change so much that even his hands started to tremble, Yuan Qin once again added a barrel of oil and spoke, not to mention about the Rainbow Fall Sword sect, even the Rainbow Fall Sword peaks yonder immortal Rainbow Fall Sword, which was used to suppress the entire Rainbow Fall Sword, was also taken away. I estimate that in a few years, you will never hear of the Rainbow Fall Sword sect in the Tian continent again. Pa! Ning Cheng slapped the tea table in front of him, turning the tea table into fine powder. Su Anjin, it looks like I should have killed you 4 days ago. Ning Cheng's entire body was overflowing with murderous aura, causing the 2 sea-opening realm cultivators in the room to subconsciously take a step back. Even Yuan Qin felt a powerful pressure. Such a powerful cultivation, Yuan Qin's complexion turned ugly to look at. She had thought that Ning Cheng had taken advantage of the light from the 36 best quality true artifact axes a moment ago, which allowed him to display an extraordinary display of power, causing her to suffer a small loss. Now it seems that Ning Cheng had not used his full strength. Although he said that he was lenient, it was not just nonsense. When she heard Ning Cheng mention Su Anjin, she couldn't help but feel slightly moved in her heart. Was it Su Anjin who did it? Wasn't it said that Su Anjin had used a forbidden technique to severely injure herself, causing the severing emotions Dao sect to seal themselves off from the outside world? How could she possibly come out and destroy the Rainbow Fall Sword sect? How many spirit stones did you sell the branch of the 9-colored mirage tree for? Hearing that the Rainbow Fall Sword sect had met with an accident, Ning Cheng was not in the mood to stay in this place and earn some spirit stones. Not to mention the Rainbow Fall Sword sect, even Rui Baishan and Bei Youfa had once saved his life. He had heard that Rui Baishan was incomparably powerful, so why would Su Anjin, who was severely injured, succeed in killing him? The branch of the 9-colored mirage tree was, of course, still in the hands of the Profound Light Chamber of Commerce. However, the Profound Light Chamber of Commerce would definitely not take out this branch for the time being. Now that Ning Cheng was feeling anxious in his heart, Yuan Qin knew that her purpose had already been achieved. As such she simply fabricated a number and spoke, 2 billion spirit stones. The branch of the 9-colored mirage tree was definitely worth more than 2 billion spirit stones. Yuan Qin certainly would not speak too much about it. She knew that Ning Cheng was definitely not in the mood to discuss this with her. Let me ask you another question. Are you sure that the one who attacked the Rainbow Fall Sword sect was a single person? Ning Cheng's tone no longer had the carelessness from before. Yuan Qin replied, I heard that it was a man and a woman, but I am not sure about the specifics. You give me 2 billion spirit stones, and we will not owe each other anything in the future. Otherwise, I will not take even a single spirit stone, and will leave immediately. Ning Cheng spoke out in a categorical manner. He suspected that Su Anjin and another person had attacked the Rainbow Fall Sword sect together, which caused Rui Baishan to be seriously injured, causing him to be unable to take care of the Rainbow Fall Sword sect. After Yuan Qin heard Ning Cheng's words, she simply took out a ring and placed it in front of Ning Cheng without any hesitation. Here are 2 billion spirit stones, give it to me, and we will be even. Yuan Qin's voice just fell, when she found that the ring had disappeared, while Ning Cheng had also disappeared. There were also 2 crystal balls on the table. Such a fast speed, Yuan Qin was secretly startled in her heart. Even with her crucible transformation cultivation, she could only vaguely see Ning Cheng's shadow disappearing outside the Grand Peace City. Little Miss Qin, who dared to be so bold as to destroy my Profound Light Chamber of Commerce's merchant house? An angry voice arrived, followed by a violent aura rushing over, followed by a gray-haired old man standing at the door of the room. Deacon Liu, I've taken care of this matter, for the time being. Yuan Qin finished, then turned to Song Yi and spoke, Shopkeeper Song, you will immediately rebuild the Profound Light Chamber of Commerce. I will immediately go with Deacon Liu to see the association head. Also, you were a bit reckless today. If I had not come, then the 4 of you would have already died. Yes, Little Mississippi, Song Yi quickly replied with a bow, although he also felt some lingering fear in his heart. He had never seen a sea-opening realm cultivator as powerful as Ning Cheng. When Ning Cheng saw the Rainbow Fall Sword sect once again, he almost could not believe it. The originally magnificent Rainbow Fall Sword sect, at this moment, was filled with billowing smoke. The Academy's mountain protecting Grand Array had disappeared, while many rogue cultivators were still fighting with the Rainbow Fall Sword sect's disciples on the Rainbow Fall Sword Stone. Not only the Rainbow Fall Sword Stone, even inside the Rainbow Fall Sword sect, there were also many rogue cultivators. Ning Cheng quickly discovered that the highest cultivation here was only in the Soul Essence realm. As for cultivators above the Soul Essence realm, there was not even a single one of them. On the periphery of the Rainbow Fall Sword sect, there were dozens of powerful spiritual consciousnesses sweeping into the Rainbow Fall Sword sect, but none of these cultivators were below the soul essence realm. In this moment, Ning Cheng understood what was going on. The Rainbow Fall Sword sect was attacked by experts, causing the higher cultivation cultivators in the academy to either escape or be killed. The ones who stayed behind were the disciples who did not want to leave the Rainbow Fall Sword sect, or were some of the die-hard loyalists. As for the cultivators on the periphery who were using their spiritual consciousnesses to investigate, they were all waiting for an opportunity. These people were most likely people from the major academies. Since the Rainbow Fall Sword sect's disciples had not yet left, as such it would not be good for them to openly occupy the Rainbow Fall Sword sect. They could only wait for these rogue cultivators to drive away the Rainbow Fall Sword sect's disciples, and then use the excuse of the Rainbow Fall Sword sect to openly drive away these rogue cultivators and occupy the Rainbow Fall Sword sect. The Rainbow Fall Sword sect's disciples were currently at a disadvantage, coupled with the hidden cultivators from the other academies outside. It was only a matter of time before these die-hard loyalists of the Rainbow Fall Sword sect were driven away and killed. Even if there was a lot of smoke, a huge battle disc appeared in the sky above the Rainbow Fall Sword sect, causing everyone to notice it. Some of the cultivators who were in the middle of fighting were also staring at this black battle disc. Many of them did not know what this thing was. Ning Cheng stood at the entrance of the battle disc and spoke out in a clear voice, "All the people who are not from the Rainbow Fall Sword sect, get the hell out of the Rainbow Fall Sword sect for me, otherwise you will be killed without mercy. All the disciples of the Rainbow Fall Sword sect, take out your identity cards. Who the hell do you think you are? Just having a flight-type magical weapon is amazing." Immediately, a rogue cultivator roared out. Some of the rogue cultivators even brought out their flight-type magical weapons, wanting to rush towards Ning Cheng's battle disc. Sifting Orchid, fire the Spirit Stone Cannon, do not be afraid of friendly fire. Ning Cheng was simply too lazy to care about these rogue cultivators, and directly ordered the battle disc to fire the Spirit Stone Cannon. He believed that once the Spirit Stone Cannon came out, those Rainbow Fall Sword sect's disciples would definitely take out their identity cards. With the Rank 5 battle disc scanning system, it would definitely be able to distinguish them. Boom boom boom. The black battle disc Spirit Stone Cannon shot out, causing a white light akin to a meteor shower, instantly enveloping the entire Rainbow Fall Sword Stone. The Rank 5 battle disc could even kill off a Soul Essence cultivator, not to mention these ordinary rogue cultivators who were fishing in troubled waters. Screams soon intertwined with each other, while blood sprayed everywhere. No matter what kind of cultivator it was, no matter where they hid, all of them were blasted into slag by the battle disc Sifting Orchid Spirit Stone Cannon. The Rainbow Fall Sword sect's disciples immediately understood, as almost all the disciples took out their identity cards and raised them up. The identity cards of the Rainbow Fall Sword sect's disciples all contained images and auras. With Ning Cheng's identity jade card as a reference, the battle disc Sifting Orchid was able to easily scan it. In just the time it took for an incense stick to burn, the Rainbow Fall Sword sect, which was still fighting a moment ago, had turned into an Azura hell. Those rogue cultivators who wanted to fish in troubled waters immediately covered their heads and fled. Unfortunately, there were only a few cultivators who could escape before the battle disc scanning system arrived. Beasts who kill innocent people, die for me. Two shadows passed through the battle disc Sifting Orchid Spirit Stone Cannon rain and rushed towards Ning Cheng. The Spirit Stone Cannon rain, which could turn ordinary cultivators into dust, in front of these two shadows, looked just like real raindrops, without any effect. Facing two early-stage sea opening realm cultivators, Ning Cheng did not wait for the two of them to arrive in front of the Sifting Orchid, before he took the initiative to rush out, while simultaneously blasting out with 12 axes. The two sea opening realm cultivators had just arrived in front of Ning Cheng when they felt the surrounding space solidifying under Ning Cheng's imposing aura. Not waiting for them to bring out their magical weapons, the 12 axes had already split into 2 axe traces and arrived in front of them. Not good, it's a crucible transformation cultivator. One of the sea opening realm cultivators only had enough time to call out a few words, before several axe shadows pierced through his body. His whole body also turned into several pieces before falling down, dying on the spot. The other sea opening realm cultivator did not even have the opportunity to speak before he was killed by the 6 axe shadows. Chapter 4:16. Ning Cheng almost instantly killed 2 sea opening realm cultivators, causing the rest of the cultivators hiding on the sidelines to feel incomparably shocked. For a while, no one dared to come up. Letting Ning Ruolin and the others come out of the miniature world and enter the battle disc, Ning Cheng also briefly explained the situation. Only then did Ning Cheng let the battle disc stop firing the spirit stone cannons. Ning Cheng then came out of the battle disc and landed on the Rainbow Fall Sword Stone with the few people who came with him to the Tian continent. The disciples on the Rainbow Fall Sword Stone stood there quietly, listening to Ning Cheng's words. From now on, all cultivators who are not from the Rainbow Fall Sword sect must immediately leave the Rainbow Fall Sword sect's territory. Otherwise, you will become an enemy of my Rainbow Fall Sword sect and will be killed without mercy. All the disciples who belong to the Rainbow Fall Sword sect, no matter where you are, immediately gather at the Rainbow Fall Sword sect Sword Stone, otherwise you will be expelled from the Rainbow Fall Sword sect. Ning Cheng loudly declared from the Rainbow Fall Sword Stone. His voice was transmitted out through his true essence. With his powerful spiritual consciousness and true essence, he could clearly hear his words from almost any place within the Rainbow Fall Sword sect. Some of the rogue cultivators hiding in the corners, ready to fish in troubled waters, heard this voice, as if they were listening to a celestial voice. They immediately rushed out, desperately rushing out of the Rainbow Fall Sword sect. The battle disc sifting orchid's crazy massacre was something that everyone could see. If the spirit stone cannons continued to fire, then these rogue cultivators would not dare to save their own lives. Some of the Rainbow Fall Sword sect's disciples hiding in the corners of the Rainbow Fall Sword sect also came out and gathered at the Rainbow Fall Sword Stone. Most of the Rainbow Fall Sword sect's cultivators above the soul sculpting realm were killed, while some of them managed to escape. Only less than 10% of the cultivators remained. Besides those who could not escape, there were also some cultivators who did not want to leave the sect. Previously, no one had come out to take the lead, but now that Ning Cheng stood up, it immediately became a focal point. Seeing Ning Cheng easily wipe out the rogue cultivators and drive them away, they couldn't help but sigh. The experts hiding in the periphery also started to think about leaving. Even if they wanted to destroy the Rainbow Fall Sword sect, they would need at least crucible transformation cultivators. Although they were sea opening realm and soul sculpting realm cultivators, they certainly did not have the strength to do such a thing. The fact that this person could instantly kill 2 sea opening realm cultivators was a good example for them. With the first sea opening realm cultivator leaving, the rest of the cultivators also left. In the absence of sufficient external forces, at least for now, no one was willing to go head-to-head with an expert like Ning Cheng. Ning Cheng was very clear in his heart that this was just the calm before the storm. None of these cultivators were crucible transformation cultivators. It was not that the crucible transformation cultivators did not like the Rainbow Fall Sword sect and were not willing to come over, but rather they were afraid of falling into people's mouths. Now that the Rainbow Fall Sword sect looked like it was on the verge of death, someone definitely would not let go of the Rainbow Fall Sword sect. The crucible transformation cultivators were all famous existences. If any crucible transformation cultivator came, it would mean that they represented the academy. But if ordinary sea opening realm cultivators came here, who would know who they represented? Even if they found out which sect they belonged to, they could just say that it was the cultivator's own personal behavior. There were so many rogue cultivators in the Rainbow Fall Sword sect, but why was there not a single cultivator above the soul sculpting realm? Were all the cultivators in the soul sculpting realm and above that had low moral standing? Certainly not. Then there was only one reason, that is, all the cultivators in the soul sculpting realm and above were ganged up on, and had no choice but to leave the Rainbow Fall Sword sect. He, Ning Cheng, had come here under special circumstances. He had broken the balance, and the onlookers, who were ready to be the fishermen, did not expect it. Since he had come here to break the balance, then there would definitely be more powerful experts who would come here to kill him, and continue to plot against the Rainbow Fall Sword sect. These were all Ning Cheng's own imagination. He had been in the true cultivation world for such a long time, and had long since understood a lot of things. "Are you really senior apprentice Brother Ning?" A pleasantly surprised voice arrived. "Hey, Zhang Qian, you still haven't left the academy?" "Yes, I am Ning Cheng." Ning Cheng, on seeing an acquaintance, also felt very happy in his heart. Compared to the past, Zhang Qian had changed a lot. Not only was his murderous aura overflowing in all directions, but he was also showing off his sharpness, without the cowardice that he had shown in the past. Ning Cheng did not know whether it was because of the changes that occurred after Zhang Qian advanced to the Soul Essence realm, or because of his influence. Zhang Qian clenched his fists and spoke, "Senior apprentice Brother Ning, after I heard about the things that happened in the Heavenly Tao public square, I immediately took the transmission array and came back. Those big academies are extremely insidious, each and every one of them secretly." Ning Cheng nodded, "Let's talk about this later." Then Ning Cheng counted the cultivators on the Rainbow Fall Sword Stone, and found that there were less than 1,000 people. Initially, when he was in the Rainbow Fall Sword sect, even the inner sect disciples numbered in the tens of thousands. From this, it could be seen that the current number was less than 1 in 100. Fellow junior apprentice brothers and junior apprentice sisters, I am Ning Cheng of the Rainbow Fall Sword sect, and also Ning Cheng who took first place in the great meet of the Heavenly Tao public square. Today's matter is urgent, so I will make a long story short. The Rainbow Fall Sword sect is facing a crisis of extermination, as such there are many things that I do not have the time to talk about. Therefore, I will temporarily take the position of the acting sect master of the Rainbow Fall Sword sect, and reorganize the Rainbow Fall Sword sect. If you do not want to stay in the Rainbow Fall Sword sect, or if you do not accept me, then please feel free to leave, I will not stop you. If you want to stay in the Rainbow Fall Sword sect, then you will have to defend the sect together with me. Ning Cheng knew that he had to recognize this acting sect master, even if there were people who did not accept him, he had to do so. If no one stood up, then the Rainbow Fall Sword sect would eventually fall into chaos. After Ning Cheng finished, he found that not a single disciple was willing to leave the Rainbow Fall Sword sect. Good, all the people here are the true disciples of my Rainbow Fall Sword sect. Because there are some academies that want to fish in troubled waters that would not give up, it is estimated that there would soon be crucible transformation cultivators coming over. Now I need to repair the mountain protecting Grand Array, and then seal up the Grand Array. I ask the disciples who understand array formations to come forward, and assist me in arranging the mountain protecting Grand Array. After Ning Cheng finished speaking, 6 cultivators immediately came forward. Ning Cheng found that among these disciples, there was one that he recognized, it was the old man guarding the small spiritual domain, with the cultivation of soul essence 2nd level. Li Yan greets sect master. Li Yan is a tier 5 array formation master, please instruct me, sect master. The old man, on seeing Ning Cheng recognize him, quickly came forward and gave a respectful bow. Ning Cheng felt overjoyed in his heart, as he quickly spoke to the rest of the cultivators, I will now go and repair the mountain protecting Grand Array, as for the rest of the people, I will leave them to junior apprentice brother Zhang Qian. Junior apprentice brother Zhang Qian, remember the few things that you have to do, the first is to put out all the fires in the academy, the second is to protect the method depository pavilion, the small spiritual domain, the raw materials, the medicinal pills and other important places. If anyone covets the academy's properties, immediately behead them. Although they still had some doubts about Ning Cheng wanting to repair the academy's mountain protecting Great Array, but if Ning Cheng came forward to do these things, then it would be much better than a pile of loose sand. All the people quickly obeyed Ning Cheng's orders, and under the leadership of Zhang Qian, scattered in all directions. Although the Rainbow Falls Sword sect was huge, these 1,000 people scattered in all directions were simply too inconspicuous. Ning Qing did not immediately go to repair the mountain protecting Grand Array, rather he instructed Nan Yuefang and Yang Honghua to follow Zhang Qian to do some things, while he let Ruo Lan and the others follow him, and first went to the Rainbow Fall makeshift market's transmission array to seal it. After sealing the transmission array, Ning Qing took Li Yan and the others to the array base that had been blasted open. When Ning Qing saw the broken array base, he immediately realized that the Rainbow Fall Sword sect's mountain protecting Grand Array was a result of a coordinated attack from both inside and outside, all of them simultaneously breaking open the Rainbow Fall Sword sect. The Rainbow Fall Sword sect's mountain protecting Grand Array was also a peak rank 8 array formation, as such even if it was an ordinary cultivator above the Crucible Transformation realm, if they wanted to attack the Rainbow Fall Sword sect, they would immediately be discovered. However, if there was a traitor, then it would be a completely different matter. Sect Master, this array formation is a rank 8 array formation, the few of us. A profound core 7th level cultivator spoke up with some concern. Don't worry about it, just follow my method. Li Yan, you and the others, while I am throwing down the array flags, arrange the array flags in the corresponding positions. Ning Qing spoke, while taking out a pile of array flags, which he had already refined a long time ago. As a Tier 7 array formation Grand Master, although Ning Qing did not have the means to arrange a rank 8 array formation, but if he wanted to repair the mountain protecting Grand Array with a broken array base, then he would be able to do it. Seeing Ning Qing constantly dropping down the array flags, while constantly communicating with the spiritual veins of the mountain protecting Grand Array, while also constantly pointing out the corresponding positions to the rest of the people, Li Yan and the others finally believed that Ning Qing had the ability to repair this mountain protecting Grand Array. The few of them were even more in awe of Ning Qing, and were also working even harder. Ning Qing knew that he only had 1 or 2 days at most, it was not that the other academies would need such a long time to come here. Rather, before he appeared, if the other academies wanted to send Crucible Transformation cultivators over, then they would have to go through a process of discussion. Coupled with the fact that he had sealed off the transmission array, it would take even longer for him to come here. Half a day and a night passed by, and the next day, when the sun had just risen, the entire Rainbow Falls Sword sect erupted with bursts of roaring sounds. The remaining disciples who were still busily working around the Rainbow Falls Sword sect looked at the outside of the Rainbow Falls Sword sect in shock. The roaring sounds a moment ago were definitely the sound of the mountain protecting Grand Array closing up, and then sealing off the mountain. Everyone could feel it. They did not think that Ning Qing would really have the ability to repair the mountain protecting Grand Array. Not only did he repair it, but he was also able to seal off the mountain protecting Grand Array. The Rainbow Falls Sword sect had sealed off the mountain. Even if they had a deep hatred with the Rainbow Falls Sword sect, they would have to wait until the Rainbow Falls Sword sect's mountain protecting Grand Array was opened. If they forcibly broke through the Rainbow Falls Sword sect's mountain protecting Grand Array, then it would only lead to a situation where they would have to fight to the death. Under normal circumstances, no one would dare to forcibly break open the mountain protecting Grand Array of others. For this kind of thing, one would not be able to find an ally. Who could be sure that their own academy would never seal off the mountain? Li Yan and the others were even more excited to the point that tears came out. They did not expect that as a small disciple, they would one day be able to participate in the restoration of the Rainbow Falls Sword sect's mountain protecting Grand Array. This was an honor that would later be recorded in the history of the Rainbow Falls Sword sect. Kong Xing, Wei Yong, the two of you will guard the entrance to the mountain protecting Grand Array. If those people come here, or if anything happens, immediately report it to me. The rest of you will come with me to the main peaks discussion hall. After Ning Qing sealed off the mountain protecting Grand Array, he finally felt relieved. Yes, Headmaster. Since Ning Qing had repaired the mountain protecting Grand Array, there was no need for him to say anything. His prestige had already been established. This kind of mountain protecting Grand Array, with the help of a few low-level disciples, it only took him a day and a half to repair it, causing him to feel very satisfied in his heart. What's going on? Wasn't the Rainbow Fall Sword Sect's mountain protecting Grand Array already broken? Why did they seal off the mountain? A meteor-like airship stopped outside the Rainbow Fall Sword Sect's mountain protecting Grand Array, while the originally devastated Rainbow Fall Sword Sect disappeared. Instead, there was only a grayish expanse, which was obviously caused by the mountain protecting Grand Array. Chapter 4:17. Lei Junfeng had raped Rainbow Fall Sword Sect's deputy sect master Dan Wenyao's Dao companion, Bei Shelon, and even snatched away the Rainbow Fall Sword Sect's treasure, the Glaze Scroll. However, because Lei Junfeng was incomparably powerful and had good aptitude, no one was willing to accept this mission. Boom! At this moment, the Rainbow Fall Sword Sect's mountain protecting Grand Array once again gave out an explosion. Ning Cheng's complexion immediately changed. He did not think that these people would really dare to attack the mountain protecting Grand Array that was already sealed. It seems that they had already shed all pretense of cordiality. Ning Cheng felt that Zhang Qian had matured a lot, and was also very satisfied with the things he did. Zhang Qian, you should first gather the Rainbow Fall Sword Sect's disciples to the main peak's assembly hall. Li Yan and I will come over immediately. The gray-robed man had already pulled out the yonder immortal Rainbow Fall Sword. The gray-robed man wanted to escape, but was blocked by Rui Baishan. At this time, that female cultivator once again rushed up to besiege Rui Baishan. Rui Baishan once again suffered severe injuries, and under the siege of several people, he was gradually forced out of the Rainbow Fall Sword Sect. Since Li Yan was guarding the small spiritual domain, it was obvious that he was very well informed. Hearing until here Ning Cheng completely understood. It seems that it was not like what the profound Light Chamber of Commerce had said, where only 2 people managed to break through the Rainbow Fall Sword Sect. However, it was not just 2 people, rather it should be said that it was a man and a woman who had joined hands to deal with Rui Baishan. Li Yan sighed and said, I wonder if Sect Master knows of Bei Shelon. Ning Cheng knew that the situation should be like this, but he did not care about it. If it was him, and the sect was about to be destroyed, he would also leave the sect to find a way to survive. The cultivation method that Rui Baishan cultivated was the 9 revolutions Rainbow Fall. Every time he advanced to the next revolution, it was the most dangerous time, and also the time when Rui Baishan's strength was at its weakest. At this time, the traders of the Rainbow Fall Sword Sect had joined forces with the people from the outside to attack the Rainbow Fall Sword Sect. Their purpose was definitely to kill Rui Baishan. However, Rui Baishan's strength was just too formidable. Even if he was plotted against by others, he was still at the turning point of his cultivation. Not only did he not end up dead, he even managed to kill several Crucible Transformation cultivators, while fighting them while walking away. I know this person. She was originally the Rainbow Fall Sword Sect's deputy sect master Dan Wenyao's Dao companion. Ning Cheng nodded. Beast, even if my 9 revolutions Rainbow Fall is wasted, I will still kill you. Rui Baishan's murderous aura skyrocketed, and several rainbow-like rays of true essence shot out. The handsome youth was directly blasted flying, while Xia Belin violently spat out a few mouthfuls of blood and fell from the sky. Lei Junfeng, you bastard who deceived your master and destroyed your ancestors. You even colluded with outsiders to sneak attack my Rainbow Fall Sword Sect. I, Rui Baishan, must have been blind to have taken a fancy to a wild wolf like you. Rui Baishan's aura was in disarray, apparently showing that he was already seriously injured. Beth Shelon. Ning Cheng felt that this name was very familiar to him. His memory was extremely powerful. As soon as this name appeared in his mind, he immediately remembered it. Initially, when he had gone to pick up the quest, it was to capture the traitorous disciple of the Rainbow Fall Sword Sect, Lei Junfeng. Apparently, he was Rui Baishan's disciple, Lei Junfeng. The reward for this mission was very generous, and he found out about it from a fellow disciple named Jin Liangan. This disciple has been in the Rainbow Falls Sword sect for nearly 700 years, and has also been guarding the small spiritual domain for nearly 200 years. Li Yan replied with a bow. Good. Ning Qing did not care about it. Whether he was the acting sect master or not, he was still a sect master. Moreover, his cultivation was also much higher than Li Yan's. Earth's method of respecting the older generation was obviously not suitable for this place. This was a premeditated and organized operation to exterminate the sect. Although it had something to do with him, it was definitely not entirely because of him. Ning Qing frowned and asked with some doubts, Li Yan, isn't there something wrong with what you said? How could sect master Rui be afraid of two people besieging him? Li Yan, how long have you been in the Rainbow Falls Sword sect? As for the rest of the high-level cultivators of the Rainbow Falls Sword sect, it was almost the same as what he had guessed. The people who secretly attacked them either killed them or forced them to flee. Those people who plotted against the Rainbow Falls Sword sect, the reason why those people with high cultivation did not immediately occupy the Rainbow Falls Sword sect was not because they were noble. Rather, it was because they wanted to invade the Rainbow Falls Sword sect in the name of justice, that is, when those rogue cultivators outside killed all the disciples of the Rainbow Falls Sword sect, they would then kill all the rogue cultivators inside, in the name of taking revenge for the Rainbow Falls Sword sect. Sect Master, Li Yan really does not deserve to be addressed as senior, Sect Master can just call me Li Yan. Li Yan, on hearing Ning Qing address him as senior, quickly bowed and spoke up. At this moment, there was only a kind of killing intent throbbing in his chest. He knew that since this matter had already reached this point, then even if he wanted to pass through this peacefully, it would be impossible. Li Yan spoke up with certainty, I did not see it wrong, if not for Sect Master Rui, I would have already lost my life. Sect Master, someone is attacking our grand array. Kong Xing rushed over in a panic. Rui Baishan also spat out a mouthful of blood on the spot. Just when he was about to continue killing Lei Junfeng, a violent explosion suddenly erupted from the top of the Rainbow Falls Sword Peak. At the same time as the explosion, the other grey-robed middle-aged man who besieged Rui Baishan quickly rushed to the top of the Rainbow Falls Sword Peak and simultaneously threw out several array discs. Seeing Ning Qing nod without speaking, Li Yan once again spoke up, most of the disciples who chose to stay in the sect this time are older and know that they have no hope of advancing. They are the same as me, and do not want to run around, so they simply decided to stay in the sect. Junior apprentice brother Zhang, who has a bright future and is willing to stay, in fact, there are not many of them. Li Yan gave out another sigh, the matter between Bei Shelon and Lei Junfeng, everyone knows about it. Everyone knows that Lei Junfeng harmed Bei Shelon. Deputy Sect Master Dan Wenyao truly loved his Dao companion Bei Shelon to the extreme. Even if Bei Shelon ended up being defiled by Lei Junfeng, he did not scold Bei Shelon. Instead, he comforted Bei Shelon. It's just that Bei Shelon did not have the face to come out again and chose to stay in the brilliant Sword Peak for secluded cultivation. Ning Qing nodded. Li Yan had a soul essence cultivation, and his lifespan was only about 800 to 1,000 years. Now that so many years had passed, it could be seen that his lifespan was coming to an end. After the few people left, only Ning Qing, Li Yan, Ning Rulan, Ji Luofei, Lian Yi and Taishu Pingho remained. Ning Qing then asked, Senior Li. Countless Rainbow Falls Sword Sect's disciples who rushed forward ended up being killed by that female cultivator. Although Rui Baishan managed to kill a few Crucible Transformation cultivators, he was still outnumbered. With his strength reduced, there was no way he could contend against so many experts. Zhang Qian, bring your men and follow behind me. Li Yan, take a few people who are proficient in array formations to defend the mountain protecting grand array. I will go out and deal with this trash. Ning Qing raised his hand, and the Nirvana spear immediately fell into his hands. These bastards, they really think that the Rainbow Falls Sword sect is easy to bully. Ning Cheng's anger flared up in his heart. Sealing off the mountain meant that they were afraid of you, yet you still dared to destroy the mountain-protecting Grand Array. In the cultivation world, it was no different from slapping people in the face over and over again. It was too much. Even so, there were still 3 people besieging him. Apart from a woman, there were 2 men. One was a middle-aged man dressed in gray, and the other was a handsome young man with a slender figure. Do you know the long-eyebrowed elder from the Method Depository Pavilion? Where did he go? Ning Cheng had once visited the Method Depository Pavilion, and he vaguely felt that the long-eyebrowed elder was not simple. Beilan. Seeing Xia Beilan's life or death unknown, Lei Junfeng immediately rushed up and hugged Xia Beilan. Rui Baishan did not expect that the Rainbow Fall Sword Peak would have a traitor. He immediately abandoned Lei Junfeng and wanted to rush up the Rainbow Fall Sword Peak. However, he ended up surrounded by another female cultivator and several crucible transformation cultivators. Ning Cheng was just about to call Ning Rulan and the others to head to the main peak's main hall to wait for him when Zhang Qian hurriedly rushed out with thousands of people. Apparently, they also knew that someone was trying to destroy the mountain-protecting Grand Array. Sect Master, I have arranged everything on my side. The most important thing is that the Method Depository Pavilion's array formation has not been destroyed yet. Zhang Qian happily came over to report to Ning Cheng. He did not expect that senior apprentice brother Ning Cheng would have such a great ability to repair the mountain-protecting Grand Array. It wasn't until this incident that I saw Bei Shilan, Lei Junfeng and another man besieging Sect Master Rui. It was only then that I realized that Lei Junfeng did not rape Bei Shilan, but committed adultery. Li Yan, what I want to ask you is how did our mountain-protecting Grand Array break? Since Sect Master Rui is so powerful, then who could have seriously injured Sect Master Rui? Ning Cheng guessed that Li Yan should know a few things. After all, he was an old man from the Rainbow Fall Sword sect. Although Ning Rulan knew that true cultivation could prolong one's lifespan, she still felt surprised when she heard that this old man was more than 700 years old. The slender and handsome youth spoke up without any hurry, Master, looking at our many years of friendship, as long as you take out the thing, I guarantee that nothing will happen to you. Otherwise, with Master's 8 revolutions broken, would you even be able to walk away? Ning Cheng frowned. He vaguely felt that the spiritual vein had something to do with the Rainbow Fall Sword sect. It just happened to appear at the same time as Rui Baishan went into seclusion. No one did not know about the preciousness of a spiritual vein. Even the Rainbow Fall Sword sect only had a broken spiritual vein. Once a complete spiritual vein appeared, it would be normal for the 3 Grand Elders plus Deputy Sect Master Tan Tai Fei, as well as the Long Eyebrows and the others to rush over. The Rainbow Fall Sword sect's crucible transformation cultivators suffered heavy casualties, even Rui Baishan went missing. The rest of the cultivators either died or escaped, causing the entire Rainbow Fall Sword sect to fall into chaos. As Li Yan spoke, a scene from a few days ago appeared in his mind. Moreover, Rui Baishan had not been killed. If any faction dared to openly occupy the Rainbow Fall Sword sect, then they would definitely suffer the revenge of Rui Baishan in the future. Taking advantage of a burning house, it was not a matter of a single faction, but rather many factions acting together. Even if Rui Baishan was powerful, he would not be able to find so many factions to retaliate against in the future. The Severing Emotions Dao sect had already killed so many crucible transformation cultivators, causing them to seal off their mountains. As such, no one would be willing to come and provoke them. A month ago, because the Rainbow Fall Sword sect found a suspected spiritual vein in the Shattered Canopy Mountains, the Red Star Sword faction and the Star Gathering Mansion also found this spiritual vein at the same time. Because Sect Master Rui was in seclusion, and because this spiritual vein was very important, Deputy Sect Master Tantai invited Elder Zhong Liping and the 3 Grand Elders from the Method Depository Pavilion to go to the Shattered Canopy Mountains, but did not come back. You're tuning into the Han Li's Wuxia Chronicles YouTube channel. We're so grateful for your support and don't forget to subscribe to join us on this incredible journey through captivating stories. Your generosity through donations truly makes a world of difference, as it's the primary source of revenue that allows me to expand and enhance this channel for you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for being a part of this adventure.